go. Let's see if we got this. Are we live? It's looking like it. Yep. Okay, good. Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. You know what that means. It's about that time. All right, so we got that. We got the poll. Poll's up and running. Is Twitch twitching? Yep, Twitch is twitching right now. All right, and I can hear myself, so that's good too. All right, we got basically all the elements today. I'm hoping to have right now. And you, Robert Stone, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. Here we go. Classic match, secret classic. Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Ricky Steamboat. Let's go. Check it out. Check it. Check it out. Check it. See how loud this is.
Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards.
Very
Welcome
loud.
back to the home studio. I'm very excited to show you what I accidentally found on YouTube doing research for another video. I found some great matches, some great house show / live event matches from the WWF days. This one in particular between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat before he was the Dragon against the guy that was always the Hammer, Greg Valentine. I found this. I said, I have to do a breakdown. I have to do an analysis of this. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of making a playlist for those house show matches.
It's time for upgrades.
Have matches from the Spectrum in Philly on, I think it was Prism at the time when they had individual.
Da, 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 da. Upgrades. We're not afraid. 22.
Air this stuff. I don't know about you. I came across all these matches on YouTube during my research. So I'm thinking about creating a playlist. So leave a comment below. Think about if that's something
is that a Taylor Swift song?
The Ric Flair Barry Windham match from last week was
very
well received,
somehow.
And I really do enjoy these matches.
J-Rock, thank you so much, man.
22 so let me know what you think in the comments. This match between Greg Valentine and Ricky Steamboat took place on June 21st,
it is
1985 at the historic Madison Square Garden in New York City.
This
is a building that I wrestled in many times. It was an honor. This is the most famous wrestling arena in the world.
Thank you very much, J-Rock. Thank you for the long-standing support, man.
Still remains that to this day. So let's get started with the match right here. As you can see, in 1985, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was not Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He had more of a karate gimmick, which he really played to a T with his movements, his moveset, all that stuff. And of course, Greg the Hammer Valentine, that about says it all. We're going to really enjoy this match. Spoiler. This match was incredible. It was innovative. It wasn't your standard shine, heat, a couple hope spots, comeback finish. They really did some just minute, nuanced stuff.
There you go. It won't be the
so really
the Moai this time.
Like I said before,
give it a Moai next time.
Analysis and appreciation for this. There's really no critique at all. Spoiler again. So right here you can
look
see
at Ricky, man. This guy, he's older now, but
goes
for a body
slam,
shape.
Right into your standard lockup, headlock, tackle, drop down, hip toss. He goes to pick Steamboat up, and then he's going to take him down.
I was looking for the emote in my
I can't pick him up, so let me try to take him down.
Those rock heads that I normally
Steamboat in turn reverses
the Moai from Easter Island
leg and takes him down and hits him with a chop. And right there. Now, what I want to talk about is Ricky Steamboat may be just about the greatest singles wrestler babyface in wrestling history.
Dude, this is what I've been trying to tell people. People ask me what my favorite match of all time is.
Steamboat, right?
My favorite match of all time is the Ricky Steamboat match. It's him versus Steve Austin. Steve Austin.
Here, he's
just
closed
a brilliant
the distance.
match. I have a lot of favorites, but that one's just the one that really sticks out to me. You guys have a favorite match of all time? That'd be cool for us to do tonight. Watch each other's favorite.
He's not coming
not Ricky
down
versus Macho.
and
No,
beating Greg Valentine up.
Nah, definitely
he's there, holding his position, and he even do something a little innovative off this. This is
a good match, but it's not my favorite.
Grabs him.
I think that match feels a little too much like people trying to do a match.
He kicks him. So now Steamboat, wham, right there.
Big red.
Wham,
You're going to be red today.
Just so much fire. And then Greg Valentine is forced, as we say in wrestling, to take a powder and get out of the ring. Now, grabbing his
I
hair
do
and
like that
doing
Macho
this
Man
might have
match,
been a little
but
bit
it
too
just
much for a babyface.
finding out the
So there's going to
story
be
about it
minor
after
critiques,
I've seen it a couple
but
times, I'm
if
like,
they
oh,
go to
that's why
lock
it
up,
felt like that.
Greg
Because
kicks
that's
him,
really what it
and
was like.
Steamboat
They
fires
had
up
like
and
a
then
whole
knocks him
list
out
of
of the
things
ring.
that they were trying to
That's
get
just a
through.
little bit of a tweak, but
Left a like on
absolutely
YouTube. Thank you.
nothing wrong. And Greg
I'm
Valentine, we're
glad
going
I
to talk
called you
about it
Red
later,
today,
has famously said he
because
doesn't
that's
call
not rude.
spots. He might have the finish, a couple of things, but not move for move for move for move. So these guys were really feeling it out
Yeah, see,
and
he just said
feeling
what
the
I was talking
crowd
about.
to see what they need and what they don't need. Here's another innovative thing.
Austin
Instead of
versus
just
Stone
one
Cold.
block
Wait a
coming
minute.
back, Steamboat blocks multiple ones and
He
then
fought
just hits them
himself.
with rapid fire shots. I don't even know if I can draw on this because it's so quick. Watch this. Block. Right
Nice
there.
block.
Right there. First block. Then another block. Then another block.
Austin
Then,
versus Bret Hart.
look,
Okay.
he gave 4
I
blocks.
was like,
And here it
Stone Cold.
comes.
I
Boom,
wouldn't
boom, boom,
doubt it,
boom.
dude. We've
Full
seen
karate
wrestlers
gimmick
fight
chop.
themselves before.
The way Valentine, it doesn't always need to be a clean bump.
It is
It can
WWE we're
literally
talking
just
about.
be being knocked right on your ass. And I just have to say, these blocks here, we got to go back and check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to give you
Oh,
a
and then
bunch
E
right
Honda
there and a
slaps.
big chop right on your ass.
So clean.
I can't
So
say anything
quick.
about that. That looked, even though this you might just say, well, it's not too real, but palm strikes are real. Watch Bass Rutten over in Japan. His palm strike, I dare you to get palm strike by
I
Bass
dare you to
Rutten
get palm
and say
strikes.
it's not a real strike, because it definitely is. One thing I want to know too, even with strikes and chops and stuff, even though they're not closed fists, they're still strikes. But Ricky Steamboat goes back to wrestling. And this is what I really reacted to. He did the
He's
neck
so
snap
good.
before Mr. Perfect did, or as Mr.
Favorite
Perfect
match
was
of all
doing
time:
it
Bret
in
Hart
his early days of
versus Stone
AWA.
Cold Steve
When I
Austin.
saw that, I was like, that's so cool. Right
That's
back
everybody's
to the
favorite.
wrestling, neck
I
snap
guess that's
right
everybody's
there.
favorite.
Nice sell. And right into a headlock.
Gonna make
Right
some
back
garlic
to the
Ukrainian
wrestling.
sausage.
Right back to the
You
wrestling.
know what I'm gonna say,
Excellent
J-Rock.
headlock.
That sounds
And there's
delicious.
Greg Valentine there. This is what's called the shine in wrestling. Even though Greg's trying stuff, the baby face is outshining the field at
I
all
didn't say it
times.
on purpose.
Out
I was like,
wrestling,
that sounds
out
delicious.
striking, mostly out wrestling. They
Instead
don't
of
want to
take a picture.
strike or throw punches or make it turn into
But
a
yeah,
fight
you should probably take a
until
picture
the
too.
comeback. That's going to be the video. That's what I was researching, the elements of the professional wrestling match. So getting back to this has all the elements, but they did so many twists and turns and roller coaster rides. It's just, it feels so much different to me, and I have a great appreciation for it. Now, normally this would be the full transition into the heat, also known as the heat spot. And it tricked me because usually right here, you got him in a front face lock. Valentine
Not sure I've
backs
ever seen
Steamboat
that
up
whole
into the
match.
corner, and he's going to cheat. I'm like, okay, the heat's going to start. No, it's a little tiny preview of the heat that's still within the shine. But I really want to, like, I'm going to break this down right here and go frame by frame. Instead of even just the shoulder block, which most guys would do, once he goes to look like he's going to break, nice little gut
Oh,
shot
maybe you
right
couldn't
there.
even see
And
it
I've heard
coming.
those are there. Greg Valentine doesn't hurt you, but you don't have any problem selling it either. But watch this in real time. Selling, boom, look at those forearms. Boom, look at the forearms. Now here, big, like
Ooh,
bridge hand chop. Bridge
gonna
hand
chop him
chop.
up.
Bridge hand chop.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
He is just, look at that. Oh, I love that. I wish
Camera
I
work
would have
is so
stole
good.
this from Greg. Instead of a forearm and an elbow across the chest, I want to see that again. And look how he rears back. That's what you do. You rear all the way back to come down on the guy.
Dang.
Rear all the way back. That
Classic
shows there's
historical
more
battles. Yep.
intensity.
We're in there.
If you just do a short one,
Just like
it's not
matches
going to look
between
good.
Don
But this
Morocco
here,
and Pedro Morales.
wow,
Oh.
what a shot. Nice. And the way Steamboat sells is crazy how good of a seller he is, taking all it. But each shot looked real. It was just there. Even this,
That's some good
even just
stuff.
grabbing him by his chin, right here, grabbing Steamboat by the chin is just crazy. It's like manhandling the guy. Just grab him by the throat, push him back. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, he gets exactly what he wants out of it.
I got to see this again. Bam! All the way down. So here's the part where I thought it was the heat, but it wasn't, because Ricky Steamboat shoulder block, and something I haven't seen too many people do. He's going to back him up
Back
with a
fist.
couple shots right there. And watch this. But, oh my
Seamless.
goodness, just like a springboard off of there for the chop. Not using the corner. That is really, takes a lot of athleticism, a lot of agility and balance to be able to do that. We'll show it in real time. And bam, right there.
Skills.
That, to be able to do that so easily, just in a couple steps and just off. Really nice. Now here is the stage 2 of that mini heat spot. This is the real heat spot right here. Steamboat's going to go for a splash. Oh,
Ooh.
knees up on him. Nice sell. Nobody sells like
Yeah,
Ricky
that
Steamboat. The way he can sell,
Craig the Hammer
like he's in
Valentine had
great
that face that
danger,
every
great
bully in
peril,
school
and he
had.
needs the
I agree with
fans.
that.
I need your help. I need your sympathy. Nobody conveyed that better than Ricky Steamboat. Now we're going to talk about psychology once again. Ricky Steamboat right here took the splash in his midsection, his ribs, his wind's knocked out of him. What does Greg Valentine do? Dropping a knee, which
Dang.
is about as real as
Stay
you can
on
get.
him.
Look at that. I don't know how you fake that. That was pretty stiff. Not going to hurt him, but his weight is right there. Wow.
Jeez.
Here he goes again. Now, what I love about what Greg's doing here, he's doing this for 2 reasons. Number one reason, in a work sense, is to open Ricky Steamboat up. He's grabbing his arm, lifting it away, and exposing his abdomen for the next shot. So all this is open right here. So Ricky Steamboat is opened up.
So good.
But he's
That's
not going
always
to kick
that's
him
always
in the
one thing that I
arm. He's
look
not going to
for.
hurt his elbow, his shoulder.
When I'm
He's opening him up to
when I'm kind of
protect
like
him, as well as show the fans that
not
this is what he's
critiquing,
going to attack.
but
His midsection.
kind of classifying how
Watch.
good of a wrestler
Oh,
somebody
now he
is.
drops
How
a
many
knee
different
there.
ways can they target
Now,
one
what
part
he's
of your
gonna
body?
do, it's something I haven't seen in decades, is a gut buster. You can see how he's picking him up for a backbreaker, but reversed. What he's going to do is pick him up there and drop him across his knee. Very
See,
nicely
look at that.
done.
How many
Not
different
super
ways was that
clean,
already?
but
Like
he's
5,
just
6
dropping
different
him.
ways that he attacked his
And the
abdomen.
way Steamboat just
He
kind
followed
of
up from
brings his
the
legs and arches
him
his
turning the
body
match in
back
his favor
here
with just a
is a really nice way
just
to stiffen up and
super
take a
variety
little
of
bit of a stomach
attacks
bump
that
right
that are
there.
very
Greg,
targeted to one region.
Greg Valentine
To me,
doesn't
that's
get the
such a
credit he
mark of a
deserves
good
for
wrestler.
being the legend that he is. Just great all-around worker. So if those earlier forearms and elbows and everything Greg Valentine threw didn't really earn him the name or the hammer, this should. My God.
Jeez, drop it on him.
Just
You want me to
so,
put the hammer
man,
down?
no space, no wasted space. Sure, he's coming down pretty heavy with the forearm across the upper chest, but he lands to where the camera angle doesn't, you can't even see that there's any space right there. Production did a
AEW
great
hired
job,
a
but
new writer. Used
just
to work
these
with the
little
women in
things
AEW. Welcome, Ringmaster.
make guys like Greg Valentine just so underappreciated and underrated. Still working the abdomen. This is psychology 101. Look, I haven't seen
Oh,
anybody
goodness.
do that. That is great.
Elbow
I
right
might
up
have to
the
start
middle,
wrestling
too.
again to steal all these moves, because that's
Ouch.
incredible. So here's Greg Valentine trying to put the figure 4 leg lock, his finish back in the 80s against Ricky Steamboat. And this is what we are going to call a hook spot during the elements of a professional wrestling match. That video is coming up very soon. But basically, when he goes to hook it, Ricky's going to go and hook him for a small package right here. And you get a false finish out of the hope spot right there. And right there, he gives it right back to him. So the hope spot cannot be too long. So he gave him one thing, meaning Greg Valentine gave Ricky Steamboat the small package. And then Steamboat, when he went to pick him up right after this,
did Stevie
gives
Richards
it right
have
back to him.
a
So
accident or something in
Valentine
the ring
lands right
that messed
on
him up?
him, knocks the wind out of him.
So
Been working his
he was
abdomen,
talking about how
knocking the wind out of him. Been getting shorter and shorter
was
of
taking
breath,
his
not
first
only
steps
with the
after
length of a professional
not being able
wrestling
to
match,
walk and
but he's
stuff. I
literally
wonder if
getting
something
his
happened to him, or
stomach
it's just
beat up, his
from like
ribs beat up,
repeated
and then he beats
damage
him
over
up
time.
himself right here by letting him fall in the slam for another
Yeah, we'll
false
see,
finish
Ringmaster.
right here. Very nice stuff. Here's another
see.
spot I've never seen done before, and you can kind of be very opinionated whether this
They already
makes
have a
sense
lot
or
of
not.
people
Should
backstage who
Steamboat
probably know how
have
to
dropped to his
run
knees?
things, but
I kind of like what he did. He gets whipped
we
off the
shall
ropes
see.
and gets punched in the stomach.
See,
Watch this.
see if this one
And
piece
the way
is
he sells, he goes
something
right.
to improve it.
I've never seen that before. And that's pretty incredible. But I will say this,
Bink. Oh.
Greg Valentine, it's there. It's not going to hurt you, but you're going
Yo.
to feel it. He clubbed him right there in the solar plexus. Actually, lower abdomen. The solar plexus is up near the chest area. But it still hurts nonetheless. It still doesn't feel great.
Dang, he
this
clocked him
cell,
so hard he had to fall out of
to
the
be able
ring.
to run through because he's being whipped off the ropes. So it kind of makes sense to me, but some people might like he should have dropped down onto his knees into the second rope. That could be one way to go. But this looks so much more devastating.
Yeah, I like that.
Once again, Greg Valentine being the hammer. Check it.
I love it, dude. We're gonna have to get back to this. Get back to this in a little bit. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. You could take my lunch money anytime. Yeah, Brett's no joke, man. Guys, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. Let's see what they got for us this time. Light the fuse. I wonder where they got this song from. Oh, this is probably that Ruckus guy. He probably made that. Sounds like one of his beats. It's Wednesday. That's this Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
Let's go. The BOK Center. Hey, it's my saying. BOK. Here we go. Starting with Mox. That's Tony Khan's other favorite thing to do. Start with Moxley. Mox thing. La 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 la. Where is he? There he is. Mox thing. La 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 la. Hey, he's got a new type of shirt on, I think. he seems to hate his theme song. He looks so mad about it. Let's go.
And that brought about FTR. Absolutely, and it's brazen, you know, when you go out and you put that challenge out there to any team.
These guys have been just like running through everybody. Claudio's with him. I hope the luchadors show up here. It's been kind of weird that they were appearing like a storyline and then it just stopped. It used to be that orange guy, yeah. Orange Cassidy or Moxley. I think they've started the show maybe like a combined 100 times or something like that. How many episodes have there been so far? They've existed for about 5 years, so that and they do a show, at least a show a week. So I'd say maybe what, 200, 300 shows, something like that. 300 episodes. I would say that Moxley and Cassidy have probably done about 100 openings together.
Well, I think this. I think that fans have wanted to see the BCC in tag team action against FTR for quite a while. I think you guys would agree.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a dream match, and it's
I think this place holds about maybe 16,000 people, something along there. Said they sold a little over, like, almost 3,000 tickets. So this place is, I don't know, like a fourth full, something like that. I'm gonna see how loud the crowd can be though, because having a fourth of this place filled, it's gonna be a little difficult on the acoustics. Yeah, it's a little smattering, but maybe the crowd will get more into it. I've heard small crowds be some of the best crowds. It's about what you're giving the crowd, how enthusiastic they are, and how the building is designed as well. Because these buildings are designed with the with the maximum occupancy in mind when it comes to the acoustic value of it, like how full the sound is. I'm gonna see what's up with that. Cash is here. Cash, where are you? Dash Wilder. He dashes wildly.
TBS, Moxley
Let's go.
and Cash Wheeler starting things out for the respective sides. Moxley looking for an advantage early. Cash shoots for the single leg that
Scott
guilt trip,
Dawson.
and now
They got that single leg pretty.
All right, let's get a
easily.
prediction
I feel
on
like
this one.
Mox kind of gave him the
See what you
single
guys
leg
are
just
thinking.
to kind of feel what he's got.
but you notice
Ban
Cash
it.
didn't follow up on that. He pushed Moxley off, trying to send a message here in the early goings, but it's now the BCC with the quick tag out, looking to press their advantage on Cash Wheeler, Tony.
Yeah, tempers flaring already. It didn't take long for them to get, well, they were angry coming in, but them to get angry at each other. And I mean, Claudio, those two European
All right,
uppercuts, he
predictions
jumped
are
out
open,
pretty
guys. Get your
stiff.
prediction in now if you'd like for it to count.
That's one way
Get
to
the
put
count.
it.
You're picking
Cash
Moxley,
came
Zach?
firing right back.
Well,
think that's
as
pretty
you
safe.
guys know, these four men, all four of them are super big-time heavy hitters. You know, they are strikers, all four from both teams. Oh, right to the knee. I like that. Smart.
Absolutely.
Trying to take him down. Claudio tried to block it. Couldn't do it. Quick tag now to Cash. I'm sorry, to Dax. My bad.
You know, the hallmark of all great tag teams, obviously, has been to take one part of the body and work on it. Goes back to the days of the Anderson brothers, and that's kind of what Cash and Dax have tried to do throughout their career. Focus on one part of the body.
And you're right, Schiavone, and they've done a great job of it. Dissect one part of the body always works, but right now, Claudio's like, come on, keep on bringing it, Dax. Let's see what you got.
Into the midsection, and now Castagnoli. Emphatic body slam there by Claudio.
Claudio basically saying he's not affected by any of these shots by FTR.
And fans still to come tonight live on Dynamite. Time
To come tonight on Dynamite, raw.
in action. Barely a one count there for Jon Moxley. Deonna Purrazzo takes on her mentor, Madison Rayne. A friendship dating back more than a decade. Now they'll be doing battle tonight live on Dynamite. An important message from Sting and Darby Allin. Coming up
An
tonight
important
on
message.
Dynamite, and our
We got an important message
main
coming up, guys.
event, AEW World Champion
My
Samoa
boy.
Joe facing Brian Cage and
Heartbreak
Swerve
beats,
Strickland.
hola.
Face the cold-hearted handsome devil Hook,
Jokey in the
Rob
building with the
Van Dam,
Elvis.
and Hangman. Adam
Elvis
Page,
impressions.
all of that, and so
Hey,
much
get
more.
your predictions in now, guys, if you'd like for them to count. You got like 5 seconds.
And drops the leg across the bridge of the nose. Lateral press.
My boy.
Turner says just a 2 count, though.
Smart, quick offense here by Dax.
No, great teamwork.
Oof.
It's funny you say that because they're in Tulsa
That
right
was
now.
a
Remember what he said? He's like, "Are
big
we on
shot,
TV?" He's
and
like, "No, we're on a
look
train
at
headed
this.
for Tulsa."
Moxley
down
escapes
behind.
free. Ducks underneath. Looking for.
Don't you have Swerve
naked
team with
sleeper,
Joe?
baby.
I have no idea,
Mox
dude.
got a height advantage. Oh, but that's what you do. That's a good job right there by Cash, getting Mox off of him.
Lower your hips, right, Taz?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cash smart to stay in the ring as well.
Could have been
as
a
you see
smarter
two
idea to
members
have
of the BCC, both members of the BCC on the
have
floor.
it be a
Stay back,
three-way
man.
tag team match. You know, like 2 people in each
Castagnoli
corner.
perhaps,
Have
Preaching some patience.
Hook and Rob Van Dam. Have Hangman and I don't know, somebody that hangs out with Hangman. Maybe a member of the Dark Order or something.
One of these guys, I think.
These are some
Maybe you could have Hook and Joe.
heavy
Hook and Joe, and then
being
Swerve
fired.
and Brian Cage.
Center of the ring opening contest. And now
That could have been a little cooler, I think. We'll have to see how it turns out, but I do think that we could have booked it a little bit better out of the gates.
Sets the tone for the entire night.
It does. It shows you the energy.
Finish Viking, what's up,
that
man?
is amongst the roster.
Finish
male
thinks
and
that
female roster in AEW for
BCC is
tonight on
taking us
Dynamite.
home.
Out. Dax goes
Pretty
on
loud.
there.
So loud.
Flying.
Loud broadcast.
Double clothesline there for
1 week from
Purrazzo.
Sunday is
Drop kick
Revolution,
by
guys. And we got Elimination Chamber this Saturday.
Illegal man.
Make sure you mark your calendars and get ready.
Grabbed and brought in the ring by Moxley.
No, you're right. Good observation, Shivani. You're spot on. Hence why.
Is it this Saturday? Or is it Friday night? I think it's Friday night,
I'm not sure.
right? Yeah, I think it's Friday night. Or Friday turns into Saturday. It's like after midnight Friday. turns into Saturday 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I think that's when Elimination Chamber is. WB, what's up, man? Yeah, I think that's what's up. So we might have to just stick around after SmackDown. This has got the same colors as SmackDown, so I won't have to do as much changing of the layout. So that'll be cool.
He's taking a look here at this, guys. Just thrown into the steps up. First the dive by Mox.
Dax took the bullet for Cash Wheeler, and Cash followed up, driving Moxley hard into those ring steps. And now Cash and Moxley, who are the legal men, back into the ring. You see Moxley very, very unsteady.
Hits those steps hard.
Yeah.
Rob Hubbin, Chief Norris putting out a new South Park game. Nice. They seem to turn those out pretty quickly.
That is a tough storm, a difficult storm to weather.
I don't know what these people are booing at. And you can't blame FTR. You got a guy like Mox in the ring who's a killer, and they got a chance to double up on him in their corner. So what? What are you booing at?
Why are you booing that?
That happened earlier today.
Sleepover.
Abdominal stretch locked in. Dax wrenching back. And Tazley, that shoulder of Moxley was driven into the steps.
Definitely gonna need some woo wings. I'm gonna need some woo energy drink
On the upper body, on the arms of
for that
Moxley.
Friday, Saturday.
Claudio breaking up the submission hold.
Yeah, I'd stay on that shoulder if I was FTR, but I'm sure they got
You
some
know
sort
that'll
of
sell
game
more
plan
copies of
because
Fight Forever.
It doesn't take much to tear apart a
Maybe.
labrum or an AC joint or your rotator cuff.
I don't even know how many copies it sold.
Oh, he wound that one up.
Drop kick.
Ouch.
I like that, a low drop kick. Man, if I was back wrestling, that's how I would drop kick. The guy was on his knees. I wasn't big into getting height, Shivani, you know?
I ain't touching that one, buddy.
Unless I was standing on my wallet.
Cash Wheeler driving
They're
the-
booing FTR, dude. I started watching NXT last night, and right when it started, my internet tanked. Didn't have it till like 3 a.m. My internet was messing up all last night too, dude. It's these solar flares. We're all getting solar flared up.
Into that bottom rope.
I'm sorry to hear that your internet messed up, though, man. I know that could be really frustrating.
Mox, though, when you have offense on that man, you got to be careful. Because he will come back.
Like he's doing right now, Taz. You're right.
I'm telling you.
Dax.
Dude, they've booked FTR into such a hole that the crowd doesn't even want them to win anymore. You hear this?
Shot out of the corner.
You hear this?
Dax was a little tentative.
FTR has been booked so poorly that the crowd just literally doesn't want them to win anymore. It's not even indifference or disregard. It's literally like they're just like, forget FTR, dude.
Just runs over Harwood. Harwood back up to his feet, but Claudio
That's
just
really
slugging
sad.
with these uppercuts.
Took the best tag team in the world pretty much and
Look at
made
Claudio
them
back and
made people want to see them lose.
punishing the jaw of Dax Harwood.
But hey, that's what happens.
Alternative.
Sometimes it goes sideways on you.
Claudio. Nice spin move.
Yeah, Dax wanted to stop him with a boot, but Claudio literally ran right through it.
Now Claudio thinking giant swing.
But it's also like what I said. As soon as this crowd gets a glimpse of anybody showing personality, then they're gonna start cheering for you. They're kind of
FTR.
underserved when it comes to personality, like believable personality, I should say. There's a lot of weird, wacky stuff that people do here and there to try to like get over, but at least the BCC has a dedicated personality and a dedicated cadence to the way that they conduct themselves. FTR is they're just always just happy to be here, or happy to be wrestlers, or I love my family, stuff like that. So it's what happens to everybody here. As soon as you have a personality, you're the best thing ever.
Able to kick out. 3 weeks from tonight, big business, TD Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. History will be made. You do not want to miss
Big
it.
business
Still
coming up.
available, AEWTIX.com, Ticketmaster.com for big business in Boston.
fight forever, dude. I woke up and my Instagram said Becky Lynch started a live video. Huh. Yeah, I think all of them are over there already. They pre-taped all the shows. Besides Raw. I think Raw was live, but everything else has been pre-taped. Oh, I'll be your end of days. I'll be your end of. Spear of Days. That's what Braun and Baron came up with. The Spear of Days. Now Robert Stone's got it. Robert Days. It's the first cheer of the day, right? Yeah, I think so. Thank you very much. Robert Stone, making it rain. I see you. See, J-Rock's got the Iron Throne right now. But I'm seeing a little bit of battle damage going on here. See if J-Rock can hold on to the throne, or if somebody else is gonna move in and with some tactical espionage. I'll be your end of this commercial. They got picture in picture. It's just FTR getting beat up constantly. Dax getting whipped into the corner, right into his back. Wonder how this match is going to end. I wonder if there's going to be interference from the Luchas, the CMLL Luchas. I wonder if they're going to show up. I hope so, because they really dropped that story like a hot rock recently, and they took up enough time on multiple shows with the luchadors getting involved. They weren't winning, but at least they were there. Hopefully the luchas show up and wreak some havoc. I think that'd be a good way to save FTR from taking a loss here, because they're definitely looking like they're going to lose this match right now. Could have both these teams save face by the match getting thrown out because of the interference. And it could reignite that whole angle. I think that's what they should do. Might be kind of a sad outcome for the people in the crowd, because they just watched like 20 minutes of a match and then it just ends in a disqualification. But sometimes you gotta do things that are good for your story and not just good for the crowd in the arena. I think that's what's got them in a little bit of trouble, is booking too much for just one arena or one town. You alienate your crowd at home, alienate the other 99% of your audience who isn't in the building. We're sitting here like, yeah, okay, you're in Albuquerque, great. Like, what? Okay, so the whole show has to be based around people from Albuquerque now? Like, what happened to last week's story? Why all of a sudden is this person winning?
For the last few minutes, Taz, it has been all BCC. Dax Harwood.
I had something different to eat tonight. My one neighbor made barley soup. The one who wants to kill you? You ate it? Oh.
He's been struggling throughout the break.
Asked me if I wanted some. They put carrots and pork and a pork bone. Like some broccoli. This woman likes throwing in the kitchen sink and everything. I've heard barley soup is good though. I heard it's like really good for you.
Because I know how great of a striker he is, an offensive-minded wrestler.
It would be sad outcome if they haven't already fallen asleep. This crowd's not asleep. You can hear them. Crowd's not asleep. They just don't want FTR to win. They're being very vocal.
But tonight he's got somewhere to reach.
They're just not into the whole FTR winning thing tonight.
Let's see if he can get there. Oh, that shot there. That was a great right hand. And what fighting spirit Dax Harwood has.
Yeah, he's all fight. Yeah, and Cash isn't much different. Both these cats, man, they throw hands.
His wife loves me. That's why the old guy hates me. Oh.
Cut from a very, very similar cloth. Actually, you could say all four men.
Yeah.
Cut from a very similar cloth.
That sounds delicious, though, man.
Breaking the grip of Claudio makes the tag out to Cash Wheeler.
How is it?
Chops down the lariat and a left jabs. Follows up with the right to Moxley. Drop kick to Claudio Castagnoli and the uppercut this time from Cash.
That's how you bring it right there. Good job, Cash.
Wow. Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
Cash gets his legs in
Combos.
everything he does, if you'll notice.
Cash with the combos. Cash combos.
Cash up and over.
Nice.
Moxley looking for the pinfall attempt. Moxley breaks free. Drop step by Moxley.
Oh, got caught in that full Nelson. Nice counter.
Oh, paradigm shift perhaps. No.
Reversals on top of reversals. Brain busters. Who are you going to call?
Cash floats over. The cover.
It was really, really good. Different. Never had Barley suit. Nice, dude. Oh, Moxley's bleeding. I forgot to
Definitely a battle.
produce the
You
bleed.
see Moxley sporting the blood still from those headbutts in the early moments of this match. FTR now gaining the support here. Oh, looking for the shatter.
There you go. Moxley's bleeding.
Claudio broke it up.
Broke it up.
BCC. Zach knows.
Cash into Dax's back and now. Double suplex. No. Look at this inside
Spear.
frame. 2 and no. Moxley ducks under
Tag. There's a tag.
Great blind tag there by FTR. Not sure Moxley even realizes it at this
Moxley
point.
realized. Moxley is omnipresent. You don't know?
Moxley,
Moxley's got eyes in the back of his head.
Shaw, Cash Wheeler, second time.
It's been the first time FTR has been on Dynamite in a long time. In a match, yeah, I would say so. Doomsday.
FTR, the cover, 2 and no.
Moxley kicks out.
And oh man, that was super close there.
Next time we do a prediction, it should be on a match. Should be when Mox is gonna bleed. When he's gonna bleed. He hasn't been bleeding a lot recently. It's been the other guy normally. It's like he listened to me.
I'm not so sure even the wrestlers know how much.
Remember what I was saying? I'm like, if you're the most hardcore guy here, you're the guy who should be bleeding the least. It should be your opponents who are bleeding.
Claudio spotted it.
Why, if you're the most hardcore guy, why are you the most easy to injure and produce blood from?
Now Blackpool Combat.
Superman isn't the best because he gets shot 100 times and he has 100 bullet holes in him. He's the strongest because he gets shot 100 times and he has not a scratch on him.
Sent through the corner. Got Moxley's
It's like Moxley listened to me and now he's like, wait, he's right. Yeah, the other guy should probably be the one bleeding.
Dax with the power. Cash with the blow.
Oh, what happened?
Knees were up by Moxley.
Moxley somehow got the knees up right after a superplex. Oh my god, dude. The no selling continues. This guy Moxley is just absolute. At least in AEW, I've noticed he just does not sell well for people.
Moxley, the drop kick.
Doesn't make anybody look strong.
2 and
How'd he get out of that?
I don't know, that was well done by the BCC, but shows you how tough Dax is to take that shot and kick out.
And that was a huge credit to
He
John
sells
Moxley,
much
because
better
he
in
showed
like
that
the
one
New
time
Japan
Moxley
matches I've seen him in.
Dax was the legal
Matches
man.
outside of AEW, he sells so much better for people.
Moxley looking for a repeat of last week where
But here, Tony probably tells him not to sell for people or something.
Yeah, he does. And he
Deadpool has
shifted
100
his
bullet
hips
holes on him.
now to
Still
mount-
looks bad.
mount
Well, yeah,
position
but
from the rear.
a rear mount and Moxley gets the
he's
hooks
not trying to
in.
go down as the
He might
most
have to
hardcore
tap
guy.
out
He
the
just has a
arena.
healing factor, you know?
Cash coming in. Oh, nice.
He doesn't have to really dodge everything.
Double chokes.
Dueling submissions there by the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, the one that Paul Turner's focusing on, though, is John Moxley.
Drop Claudio on the pile.
Cash just out of sheer desperation, dropping his body weight and Claudio's onto the pile to force Moxley to break his grip.
Now that's what you call multitasking there. Good job by Cash.
As Moxley and Dax, a repeat performance from 1 week ago. The fans here in Tulsa, and I'm sure around the world, loving this one.
Gotta agree with him. This has been a tremendous
Bouye spots.
opening bout.
Dax takes Moxley down, steps through, looking for sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
He's got it.
Sharpshooter locked in. Cash.
Just slam him on the pile.
Oh,
Nah,
Claudio.
kicked him in the head.
Look at the range of Claudio.
Said you better let go of that.
Cash German suplex.
What a deadlift.
1 minute remaining.
And now
Drop toe hold there.
we're past the 19-minute mark in this match as Claudio Castagnoli with Cash Wheeler.
Oh,
Locking
dual
a sharpshooter of
sharpshooters.
his own, but Look at this, Claudio and Dax.
Slap you, slap you, slap you, slap you, slap you, slap you. Then I throw you off a cliff. Oh, they're just slapping each other now. Okay, I like this part.
They both dropped the hold to
Sweet,
squeeze each
that
other
been
in the
posted.
face. My God.
Oh.
Reversal, backslide, oh! Backslide, but no.
Pile drivers.
Moxley, the crucifix, 2, and no!
Ooh, almost got 3. Time to choke him out. It looks like his head is already turning purple.
And Moxley,
Uh-oh.
if he can flatten out Dax Harwood, he can put him to sleep right here.
Or shoot his hip through. Get
Oh
back to
my
the bulldog.
goodness.
But Dax...
It's Mary Mania! Mary, thank you. 100 bits? Yo. It's Mary Mania! Mary, thank you so much. That is the biggest single cheer of the day thus far. Thank you very much.
I think FTR lands that Shatter Machine and maybe wins this match.
I agree. They were in the midst of the Shatter Machine. The bell sounded. They kind of stopped it. What a match.
Wait, what happened?
And Taz, FTR, they said it themselves. Come meet us on our turf. Come meet us in tag team action.
Wait, what happened?
Blackpool Combat Club. That's what they did.
Just stop it in. Mary, thank you. Time limit draw? I thought they said there was 10 minutes remaining. Did it only have a 20-minute time limit?
This match never restarted.
We got officials. We got security.
Oh, he said 1 minute. Oh, okay.
The front office out here.
So it was a 20-minute time limit? Dude, didn't they give, they gave like 20-something minutes to just Moxley and Dax last week. And that was just a one-on-one match.
There goes Moxley getting his head in the scrum.
It's not my company.
I mean,
Seems a little odd.
that's a lot of manpower in the ring trying to separate these guys, Taz, but I think we might need more.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I feel like we're in the late 80s, UWF style. Where's Jim Ross when we need him?
Yeah, where is Jim Ross? It's a good question.
Wow, this is crazy, man. This is
So I guess it's just a 20-minute time limit draw. I've never heard the 20-minute tag team time limit be reached, but at least they're going outside the box.
Cash leaping over, and this, all hell is breaking loose. And this is right out to our right in front of
He's just screaming. He's not even trying to fight him. He's just going, "Rawr!" What is going on? He's not even trying to fight him.
Restore order. Let's to the back. Our colleague Renee Paquette is standing by.
Orange Cassidy, you
What the heck? Cash was just screaming while Claudio was just hugging him. They weren't even fighting.
First, you're in a 6-man tag team match, which we see Chuck Taylor get laid out. Then Rocky Romero gets laid out. Then you have your match against Ishii get laid out with a spike pile driver. Then you go on to have a Texas death match against Matt Taven. Then we see Trent Beretta get laid out, bloodied. He's not even medically cleared to compete or here in the building. Then you go and get on a plane, go to England, pit stop at Wembley, then go on and defend your title at Revolution Pro. Meanwhile, you still have a title defense coming up in just over a week at Revolution. How are you here? How are you feeling? Are you medically cleared to compete?
Well, I mean, that's why we're standing in this hallway. The doc's going to let me know.
Talk to me.
Well, Renee, unfortunately or fortunately, he meets minimal medical clearance, so...
So he's barely cleared to compete.
Yeah, but I'm cleared. So if I'm cleared, I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to take Trent's place tonight.
Medical guy looks like a bouncer, yeah.
He meets it. I don't know what to do.
That's right, Orange Cassidy, Mike Bennett still to come tonight. The war with the undisputed
Ba-na-na,
champion continues.
ba-na-na,
But I understand that
ba-na-na.
immediately after this short break, we will be hearing from FTR live next.
Is Cash gonna be screaming in the hallway while Claudio's hugging him? Is that what we're gonna hear? What a just clunky ending, man. But hey, what are you gonna do? At least they're continuing this. I don't know what's up with the luchadors. Did they do everything they needed to do with the luchadors, and now it's just all set for some other event or something? I don't know what happened. The luchadors were showing up every single show, like they were clockwork. Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. Beep, flatline, never showing up again. Like, what happened here? I just checked Jim Ross's Twitter page, and he is in rehab. What? Oh no. Yeah, Orange Cassidy's beating everybody, man. Goki, what's up, man? A pirate's like for me. Goki's a pirate, apparently. I'm gonna hear from FTR right after that. I've noticed that there's a little less that has been announced for tonight, so maybe they do have a bit more time to fill. So hopefully something's coming of this. Maybe they're gonna challenge. They're gonna challenge the BCC to some sort of specialty match at Revolution, because that's a week away, right? A little bit more than a week away. A week away. A week away. A week away. They so FTR, they're probably gonna go off with some sort of call out, and I'm thinking, what kind of match do you guys think it's gonna be? Everybody make a prediction right now. Steel cage. They haven't used that steel cage in a while. Maybe steel cage. I like their steel cage. Remember how beautiful it is? Tony Khan spared no expense. Tony Khan was sitting at that table in Jurassic Park eating ice cream, and he was talking about how he spares no expense. That steel cage looks like Jurassic Park to me. He had a broken hip. Oh, okay. Remember what they say, a bad day of fishing is still a good day at work. This is a good day of gritty streams. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of times AEW is a show of two halves. Like, one half feels like it's all filled with like exactly what Tony Khan is up to, exactly what he loves. And then there's like a second half. Sometimes they switch places. Sometimes the beginning is more of Tony, and sometimes the end half is more of Tony. So maybe the second half will be a little less like match centric and tell us a little bit more story or something. We'll have to see.
First the attack on Chuck Taylor, then
I'm optimistic, but time's ticking. Got a broken hip. That sucks. I don't even know when that happened. What type of match do you guys think it'll be? You got to make your predictions now, guys. I'm gonna say steel cage.
To jump on a plane, head to London, England, Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium.
In London coming up this August. Then a surprise appearance at Rev Pro London, where he defended his international championship in a 7-way match. And then,
hey, it's Richard Holiday.
Tony Schiavone, Orange Cassidy has to wrestle tonight against Mike Bennett.
Tonight.
Kingdom.
Yeah, Trent Beretta not cleared to wrestle, and Orange Cassidy barely cleared to wrestle, and he says he's going to go in there and take Trent's match.
Listen, Orange Cassidy's got a wicked.
How about First Blood match? Have they ever done First Blood in AEW? I don't think they have.
Orange Cassidy down even more, but right now, let's head to the back, and Al scoops Alex Marvez.
FTR, it looks like if you had 10 more seconds, you're winning that match.
3 more seconds, 5 more seconds, 10 more seconds. Here's the thing is, I come here to kick their ass.
Oh no, they're gonna do a 2 out of 3 falls match. Don't do 2 out of 3 falls.
We don't bow down to nobody. So what I suggest, Revolution's coming up, huh? I don't have a match. You don't have a match. They don't have a match. I say Revolution. Oh yeah, please. Please.
Street fight. Thought I saw Solo for a second.
Suspensions and endanger a potential matchup at Revolution.
You're right about that. You got to be careful with that stuff. All 4 of those guys are hot.
They didn't say. I'm thinking that it could be a street fight. La 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 la. This Tony has made this guy very popular though. I noticed I uploaded a I did it on purpose to kind of study and to have something that I could talk to you guys about. I do things like that every now and then. I try to spend time outside the stream coming up with stuff that I could do inside the stream, kind of like investing time in you guys. I uploaded Orange Cassidy's entrance, just a random entrance from Rampage, and I uploaded the Young Bucks brand new entrance from Rampage on the same exact day, and Orange Cassidy's entrance outviewed. It got more. I'm gonna check and see what it's at right now. I'll give you guys the numbers on this. Let's see here. Okay. Let's go down, go down, go down. Here we go. Okay. This is the official numbers. The Young Bucks new entrance. Here, I got it. I'll show it to you so you guys know I'm not messing around. Look. All right. See the Young Bucks right there? They're right there. Young Bucks, new entrance. 732 views. Then you see Orange Cassidy right below that. Right here. 2,400 views. Think that there's a little bit of a popularity discrepancy there. And so even if I know there's a lot of people who are very polarized when it comes to Orange Cassidy, but Tony Khan has made this guy a lot more popular than he would have been.
And we know that Rocky's been attacked. We know that as we saw that Chuck has been attacked.
They wouldn't know who drew first blood because everybody bleeds. Everybody bleeds.
Orange Cassidy taking the match, and you can see showing as much emotion as Orange has ever shown in a match here before.
All right, let's get a prediction on this.
Cassidy's had to watch his friends get picked off one by one by one. The Undisputed Kingdom is
Did the bell ring?
To take away everything from Orange Cassidy, and not just in terms.
I know what's going to happen here. Orange is going to get jumped by the mid-card mafia, and he's going to be questionable for the pay-per-view. So he's going to go into that pay-per-view with an injury.
Revolution 1 week from this Sunday. It'll be Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship as Bennett. Cover there.
Bam.
That may be more out of instinct alone for Bennett. Just
wouldn't let me put a question mark. Oh, what?
I think Bennett, if he really wants it, he's going to inflict the maximum amount of punishment.
It's not letting me do a prediction right now.
Bennett's an experienced pro. He knows what he's
Why
doing
not?
today. He knows how to turn it up.
Yeah, Bennett does not want to win a match this early against Orange Cassidy. I mean, it's very apparent they are trying to set the table.
It's not letting me put a prediction in.
Now cover here by Bennett. It's a 2 count from referee Stefan Smith.
Oh, wasn't letting me even see this. Delete and return the points. There we go.
It's very apparent. I mean,
that was odd. It was because I didn't refresh it, I guess.
Orange Cassidy went down in a heap.
But think about Orange Cassidy's first reign as international champion and everything that he endured.
I had to delete the last one.
Throughout that. Oh, it's Stundog Millionaire. He counters it. Orange Cassidy's toughness has never been in question, Tony, as he's DDT.
His toughness never been in question. That's why.
All right, I'm going to put a minute on the prediction this time because I think this is maybe getting close to being over already. All right, predictions are in. You're picking Orange Cassidy. Freshly squeezed.
The referee corps has been very busy tonight.
Yeah, but WB, it's like what I said, man.
Be careful because a low blow, a blatant low blow, but
It's like at least he shows something.
Every opportunist is Bennett with that low blow.
And Orange Cassidy had the hands in the pocket, could not even cover up.
And now
pile driver.
Pile driver by Bennett. He's going to do it here. The cover. 2-0. Orange Cassidy kicks out, and this match continues in picture-in-picture.
Are you kidding me?
This is the big dance. It's great to be here.
The music, the match.
All right, predictions are open. They're about to be closed, though. You guys got like 2 seconds. That's it. Done. Is this for the title? I don't think so. March Madness. I got in touch with DirecTV about possibly being able to hook you guys up with some cool stuff. I can't say anything more about it yet because I don't know, and I don't want to over-promise or anything like that. But I'm working behind the scenes to try to get us on the map in some cool ways. Title match is with Roddy at Revolution. Yeah, but his match last week was a title match too, though. That Texas Death Match or whatever. He's taking Trent's place. Oh, okay, I see. So he wasn't even supposed to have this match. That makes sense. The Walking Dead. Their iconic story. The Ones Who Live. Oh my goodness. A new series. Bam, out. Take out the dog. Sure it's not a first blood match? Maybe it would be, though. Like I said, he has not been bleeding a lot recently. This is the first time I've seen him bleed in the last maybe 7 matches he's been in. Normally, the other person bleeds, if anybody. At least recently. I know that's not been classically what's going on with Mox, but recently it's like he's been listening to me about, like, maybe the person you're fighting should be the one bleeding, not you. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. It's Walter. Walter, he's here. His name's Walter. Rah, 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 rah. Yo, WB, thank you for the bits, man.
Orange Cassidy's AEW International Championship title match at Revolution against Roderick Strong. And before we went into the picture-in-picture break, Mike Bennett with Taz, I believe you would call that the 5-on-2.
WB stands for Walter Barking. That's what WB stands for right now. Walter Barking. I bet you never thought that WB would stand for that.
To his t-shirt that's available on shopaew.com, a term that I will not lower myself. Oh, geez, not Ben.
Oh, let me do this. I can do the job better than all you guys. All right. Look at it.
Bennett's got a pretty good build on him, man.
What's the problem with AEW? It's guys like Orange Cassidy. Roderick Strong is taking his title. Do you hear me, Shabani?
I heard
Taz, Excalibur, you guys hear me?
We hear you.
We hear you.
You know what? It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys. Yeah, good talking.
Thank you.
All right.
Now he's got sweat all over that. Uh-oh. Orange Cassidy's making him pay for that little transgression.
Just a moment and paid the price.
Came flying through the ropes.
That was a loud crack as Bennett's head struck the announce desk, and Cassidy now driving Bennett's spine.
Dang, right into the barricade.
That's what he gets. Yeah, well, you know what? You can't get too cocky to your point against Orange Cassidy.
Right.
Spine on the freaking apron.
On Cassidy on the ring apron, and now
What's this? Death Valley on the outside.
And that's rough. That is rough. The pain. It's just concrete.
Did anybody have the Death Valley driver as their finisher before John Cena?
Straight up concrete under here. Nasty.
I know there's a move called the Burning Hammer that's very similar, but it's different.
There's this guy pulling the energy from Orange Cassidy. He has just been all
I know the
over
Burning
place,
Hammer
right
is like the
across
most
pond.
legendary wrestling move in
Ridley,
Japan.
like we
It's
said, wrestling at Rev Pro,
Tommy
just
Dreamer had it before him.
as a
Oh,
machine.
okay.
And fans, there you see behind me
Cool.
on your screen.
Thank
We'll
you.
be returning to the DCU
J-Rock
Center in
knows.
Worcester, Massachusetts on Wednesday, April 3rd. Tickets available this
What's this
Saturday,
sound like,
AEW
guys? I know we got this new microphone situation here. I love it. So cool looking. Spicoli driver? What does Spicoli mean?
Both men seesaw battle.
Sounds like a dish.
Beach break pile driver.
Audio clean, clear,
Cassie's back was hurting. Did you see that?
clean, clear,
Couldn't get him
pristine.
over it.
Thank you,
Well, look
Goki.
at the strength of Bennett, though. Keeping Cassidy up.
I like to check in because, you know, when you hear something all the time, it
Orange Cassidy, 2 and
might sound a little different to you than
You
other
just
people.
cannot keep Orange Cassidy down. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever witnessed here in AEW.
Very resilient athlete for sure. That's what Orange Cassidy is.
But Mike Bennett frustrated he didn't get the win, but executing the Undisputed Kingdom's game plan to a T. Weaken the champion, weaken Orange Cassidy for Roderick Strong at Revolution Sunday, March 3rd, live on pay-per-view. Bennett, oh, Cassidy ducks under the lariat attempt. Rolling elbow shot.
This is going to kind of be bad for the Undisputed Kingdom if Orange Cassidy wins this, because that'll mean that Orange Cassidy has single-handedly beat 75% of the Undisputed Kingdom. Yeah, so here we go. Look, he's single-handedly beat 75% of the Undisputed Kingdom by himself. It's not the best way to have a new dominant team hit the scene, dude. Have one guy beat all of you almost. He's already beat Adam Cole. Remember that? Yeah, he beat Adam Cole. He beat Adam Cole before Adam Cole started going after MJF and all that. He beat Adam Cole with a hug. He beat Adam Cole. Jake Hager. Jake Hager! What? What is going on? Just a great way to get heat on your brand new world beater of a team that you unveiled the devil as the. Oh man, I swear, there's some weirdness going. I gotta hurt. I gotta hurt. Is he a new member of the Best Friends? Dude, I don't get it at all. I really don't. You let Jake Hager be the thing that runs off your brand new world beater, Devil's Disciples team. I swear, man. It's like they're trying to stay below water or something. Are they trying to? Is this the witness protection program or something? They can't make it too hype because they're afraid
I'm excited. I'm nervous.
people are gonna start noticing who they are, where they're at.
Girl.
I mean,
Listen, I'm going to leave this to you two. It's going to be great. Good luck to you. Text me later.
I'll tell you all about it on Friday.
Okay, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
No promises.
ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, is this us?
No, we got a lift.
Oh.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
I'm excited.
A lift. Cheapskate. That
Who's this?
A cheap ass.
Well, remember, still to come.
That's probably
tonight,
Young Bucks,
Sting
right?
and Darby Allin,
Who's that?
important message.
What is this in this truck?
The Young Bucks and a huge trio.
Ric Flair? Richard Fleer?
Strickland, Brian Cage versus Hook.
Yep.
And Ryan Dam and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, has arrived in Tulsa.
Woo!
Wonder what is
Let's
his
go.
mind. We're gonna find out next on Dynamite.
Woo! Woo! Ay, man. Well, you were correct, Zach. You were correct. Orange Cassidy wins. And then he starts getting beat up by the Undisputed Kingdom, and then he gets saved by Jake Hager. This is like on WWE 2K when like you have the like, what's it called? What is the name of that attribute that your character could have where somebody comes out to interfere with the match a little bit? I forget what the name of it is, but when you have that on your character and then just some random person comes out, sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. That's what that just felt like. It's like Orange Cassidy had that attribute on, but nobody was healthy enough from his own team to come out, so it just picked somebody else. Is it just called run-in? Yeah. It's like Orange Cassidy had that attribute, but nobody from his best friend squad was legally or like medically cleared, so it just picked somebody else. And then on top of that, it picked Jake Hager, and then he single-handedly ran off the almost the entirety of the Undisputed Kingdom by himself. That's what I have with Hogan. Yeah. Beatty, what's up? Tony Khan told Parker and Riot to fly to wherever they're at this week. Not to wrestle, but to go on a date. Well, I mean, he needs to do more stuff like that. So I'm not saying it's a hole in the booking either. I think that's actually a good thing. He needs more stuff like that, more personality, more reasons to care about the characters, the wrestlers involved, more reason to be invested in their plight and outcomes of matches, and not just be here to watch wrestling, because that stuff already exists. Good wrestling already exists, and if you don't care about a story, you can find even more matches. If the story doesn't matter to you and you just want to see good matches, there is an infinite amount of wrestling for you to watch out there. So that is not a very good selling point to rest your hat on, because people can get that no matter what. I could just randomly go to Peacock right now and just type in Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I can get a good match and if I don't care about story, then great. I'll just watch the match. Good. You know? That makes it so that AEW does not become competition. The way that they'll be competition and the way that they'll get more of a market share or more people to watch it or just be more excited about it is by having characters, by having stories.
To see you here tonight.
Yeah, I didn't mean to walk by.
Here he is.
Sorry.
It's okay. All
Ric
good.
Flair.
Listen, I would love to talk to you. March 3rd, just around the corner for Revolution, when we're going to see Sting's final match. I would just love to get a couple thoughts from you on what this means.
We've known each other a while, so I'll just be honest with you. I really don't care if nobody likes it or not. I'm disappointed. When I signed up for this, I figured it'd be a bigger part of the picture. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm not upset with Sting, the person, or Sting, the icon. I'm just upset that I'm not more involved.
Dude, are they going to do what I said?
I'm gonna have to myself, but
Ric Flair should be the manager of the Young Bucks.
Everything. I haven't been here for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
So I'm just gonna, between you and I, explore some options.
Okay, understood.
Ric Flair should be the new manager of the Young Bucks, dude. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. If they do it, it could be... Oh, man. Heat magnet. Who's this? The Young Bucks? It's the Young Bucks. It's the Young Bucks.
You got time?
Let's talk.
Thanks.
Yo, am I... Dude, what's going on right now?
Jackson, the executive vice presidents of
Is every wrestling company watching my streams?
What's going on with that? What's this conversation they're going to have?
Well, I mean, Ric Flair thought he should be more involved in Sting's retirement, but right now, let's go to Tony Schiavone.
All right, fans, let's welcome to the ring one of the greatest young stars we have here at AEW. The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, stand up for Daniel Garcia!
Oh my goodness. This could be the best thing going on right now.
As Garcia makes his way down here, I think I can speak for everyone in the world. They want to see Shivani do the Garcia dance. That's what I'm waiting
I say
for.
I'll be the Zane. What does this song say? I'll say I'll be the Zane. Why are the Bucks in negative 1080p? Because that's the only picture I have of them. I don't know. You notice that, Heartbreak? It's kind of a undercover way of just being like, whatever, anyway. Like, I was never compelled to get a new picture of them. You know how it is, man. I get pictures based off of how people are used. If I start seeing somebody really on the rise, then I'll get like a more HD picture or get like a updated one that doesn't have them wearing like some indie trophy or whatever.
He's unable to compete. He's on the shelf.
But until then,
But
I'll tell you what though, I'm
we've
gonna
got
have
a
to
big
get a new
announcement
picture of
for
the
you
Young Bucks
coming
with Ric
up
Flair
at
as their manager.
Revolution. Fans, this man will get his TNT title shot. Daniel Garcia against the champion Christian Cage.
Why?
at Revolution coming up next weekend. Congratulations.
Wait, what? Oh, because Edge got smashed. That's why.
A huge opportunity for Garcia coming up at Revolution.
Yeah, very, very big
I remember now.
opportunity.
Ryan, what's up,
Garcia
man?
to pull it off at Revolution.
Young Bucks and Ric Flair would make for some... What? Ringmaster? Chill out, man. Can you positive it up a little bit, man? Say something you like. How about you break it up a little bit? Let's talk about something you're actually into. You've been throwing that garbage word around a little too much tonight, man. Let's try to stick to like what's really happening.
I always felt like in this business I was destined for great things. It's what everybody has always told me. They told me that I was going to be great. But a couple months ago, when I was at the lowest point in my career, maybe one of the lowest points in my life, I started to lose that confidence.
You're not even
And I started to
explaining
lose that
your
feeling.
position
I really
either.
did.
That's not going to create a conversation. You're just being abrasive at that point. At least explain what you mean and why it is and how it could be better. Make something into a conversation piece.
3 seconds is all that I needed, and at the end of the Continental Classic, I got those 3 seconds. I took full advantage of those 3 seconds, and those 3 seconds changed my life.
You stole Dudley's dance. I'm telling you, they're watching my
Every
streams,
single
man.
time I got down, y'all picked me back up. Every single time I danced, y'all danced with me. And guys, I really can't thank you guys enough for helping me restore that feeling.
I like this jacket.
And Adam Copeland, nobody knows how that match was going to end last week, but I have full confidence that if that match went on any longer, I would have made you tap out.
Damn, really?
And you see, it's not over between you and I, because I am going to see you again. But you better believe that the next time you see me, I will be holding the TNT title. And that brings me to Revolution. Christian Cage, I have a message for you. When you step in the ring with me, I'm going to take you down to the...
Well, maybe,
Uh-oh, Christian heard that.
Face to face to Christian. Let's see if Mr. Cage is coming out.
What did you just say? He's gonna know something about Daniel Garcia's dad.
Along with the patriarchy in tow.
Yeah, you were right about that, by the way, Ringmaster. When you were talking about how The Rock's ex-wife's name is Dani Garcia, you were right. I thought you were right, but I just heard it today.
Adam Copeland will not have another chance at my TNT championship ever. Do you understand me? Now, Tulsa, sit down, shut your mouths while I conduct my business. Now, Daniel, what happened to you last week was just a byproduct of you being in the ring with Adam Copeland. But it worked out pretty well for you because now you stand there as the #1 contender for my TNT championship at Revolution.
Oh my goodness. Yo, WB?
You've been on a hell of a run lately, Daniel, racking up wins left and
The
right.
best in the
But I have to
world.
say, As much as I'd love
Oh
to
my
step in the ring
goodness.
with you and wrestle one-on-one for this championship,
Yo, WB, thank you for the 30 bits.
I really don't think it should happen at Revolution.
Wow. What?
It's already on the graphics. What are you going to do?
And it's not that I don't think you're worthy, Daniel. It's that I don't think you're ready. Now, you see, Daniel, I don't think I need to tell you that you're easily distracted. Now, don't get me wrong. As much as the next person, I like your dance moves and your gyrations just fine.
Your gyrations.
But they're just that. They're distractions, aren't they?
WB, thank you again.
You just want to
Uh-oh,
make these
J-Rock
people
is living on
smile.
a...
You just want to make these fans entertained.
Living
You
on a
just
prayer
wanna
right
make
now,
them
I
go
think.
home and say, God, that Daniel Garcia was great, wasn't he? I just want to leave the arena.
He's got
every
110
single
hit
night
points left.
as
He's
the
not,
most
he's not
dominant
that far down.
TNT champion of all time. But we both know you're the... Keep it down, I said. We both know why you're the way you are, don't we, Daniel? I know something that these people don't know.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. They should have Nick's mom go after Daniel. How so?
Something, Daniel, these people don't know. That you had a pretty dark childhood, didn't you, Daniel?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought about getting Tekken today. Pre-order 2K instead. So I don't have a paycheck before the release.
Hey, I have a question for
That
you.
I think you probably made a really good
Jackie
choice,
Garcia
Heartbreak.
that lives at 2 Baker Court in Buffalo, New York?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And can you confirm to me that Jackie was married to David Garcia? And I understand that David Garcia is your father.
Uh-oh. Yep, time to go
Your
in.
father is dead.
Oh. No. I shouldn't laugh at this, but it's just so good when he does this. Yeah, I gotta put some ahs after that.
But let's be honest, Daniel. You know as well as I do, your father wasn't so great, was he? Your father was actually a piece of crap. Your father was a loser alcoholic that lost his life to the bottle. And unlike him, I don't want to hurt you, Daniel.
Unlike him, I don't want to hurt you, Daniel. Dang, this guy, dude.
I want to make sure
He should have been the devil. Yo, he should have been the devil. Oh my God.
I want to be your
Father. Dude, he could have been the devil, and he could have been like, I'm the devil because I know what it's like to have my father leave me behind or something, you know? Oh, Christian could have been the devil. That'd have been awesome.
Since you want to talk about dead relatives so much, since you know so much about my dead father, how about you come down to the ring and I'll put you in the ground right next to him?
Well, it seems like Garcia's ready to me.
Dude, if Christian was the devil, we might be off to like the hottest period right now.
To do his dirty work, and Wayne charged him right at Garcia. And
He already had a crew with him too.
well for Nick Wayne. Now Garcia, he's angry, but he's focused.
Oh, he's cracking Nick Wayne.
Christian Cage on the TNT Championship. Uh-oh, as he sends kill switch.
Get him.
Garcia.
It's a giant kill switch fixing to get this ring. While he's
Kill switch
struggling to get
slipped?
the ring.
Daddy Magic. With a steel chair to the back of Luchasaurus.
Daddy Magic. I mean, he's had Garcia's back almost since day one here in AEW.
Do you see how much better this is than the 27-minute match that we watched to open the show?
Garcia, Daddy Magic with the chairs in hand. Yeah, that's definitely Daddy Magic saved the day.
This is the type of stuff that they need more of, man. And it's working. Like, this got the crowd hyped. This set us up for more. This got character work done. It had cool moments. Like, this is more of what they need, man. No. Nick Wayne got cracked up, snapped up.
Guys, tonight's huge main event.
It's Hook and Hangman and RVD. RVD looks great, man.
Days away from Revolution, that AEW
RVD the GOAT. Heck yeah, man. I love
How are you
RVD.
feeling heading into tonight's match?
Well,
RVD.
Tonight is full of opportunity. Opportunity for all three of us. Opportunity for you, Hook, to avenge your loss to Samoa Joe. And an opportunity for you, Rob, to redeem yourself after you lost to Swerve Strickland in a hardcore match. And if you'd have beat him, we wouldn't be here in the first place.
Oh, dang.
That's not the point. Tonight,
I'm not happy anyway, for the record. Was Nana even there? I already had something I'd be interested in.
look, hey, this is
Nana has something I'd be interested in.
tonight before Revolution to hurt Swerve Strickland. And that's what we're going to do. That is our plan. Stick to it. You both owe me. Bam.
Is he gonna be here tonight?
Jeez.
Let's hurt him.
I'll tell you, Hangman's fired up, man. He's amped up.
Hangman does not want
Temperament.
any foul ups tonight. Let's keep it going. Hey, what do you know? It's almost just like I said, a show of two halves. The second half has started off pretty dang well. But if that's how it has to be, then it's how it has to be, man. I'd much rather them have half a show that's really up my alley, and half a show that's just, you know, okay. I'd rather have that than a show that's like littered with stuff I don't really like that much, and then I have to sift through to find little jewels here and there. If I can get one half that's not so great and one half that is, at least it can redeem itself and turn out okay. But if nonsense is sprinkled throughout, it makes it much more difficult to enjoy the show overall. It's Timeless Toni Storm versus some girl in Lakers colors.
That's one of the reasons she's the champ. Now, listen, Toni Storm.
Yeah, exactly, WB. I don't think it was horrible, but it just definitely didn't hit the same type of notes as what they're hitting right now in these last couple segments.
I don't know. Whoa, how about that?
Great segments back to back, Amon. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Cage is the best. Christian Cage has been killing it. Mariah's got a match tonight.
It'll be Mariah and Anna Jay one-on-one coming up this Friday night on Rampage as we return.
We're not doing a prediction on this because this is.
Time, 10-9 Central.
I don't even know who this other girl is, and you know what this type of match is about.
Toni Storm has so many weapons in her arsenal.
She really does. Her greatest weapon is her fame, her glorious motion picture.
My country tis of thee, sweet land of Tony, S-T-O-R-M.
Trip of the leg.
Oh, goodness.
Hip attack. That may be Toni Storm's most dangerous
Dude, that
weapon.
looks like it hurts
Or
so
could
bad.
Be this Storm Zero. This stuff. Oh, pile driver.
Driver.
Planting her opponent. And
Ouch is right.
we've been seeing Toni Storm use the break a leg, as she calls it, as of late, and now locking it in.
Got that ankle lock in.
Wrenching. Wait, opting
Oh,
not to finish
let
the
it
match.
go.
Toni Storm, perhaps a different strategy.
better tap out right now, girl.
Fujiwara armbar, or perhaps the Venus de Milo.
That's exactly, and that's Deonna Purrazzo's move.
Oh, she beat her with Deonna's move.
Page out of Deonna Purrazzo's playbook.
Here is your winner, the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm.
Well, Timeless Toni Storm making short work of the opposition, but
I thought she broke her outfit for a second. That's the belt. 2 Steps is her name. Not right now. She's actually got something going on now, but she does still have that tendency. But it's not as much of a problem because there's more to the package now. Before it was just she gets in the ring, she does 2 steps, does a move, does 2 steps, does a move, does 2 steps, does a move, does 2 steps, takes a move, does 2 steps afterwards. So I was just like, her name's 2 Steps. Till further notice, but she's oh, she's taking her spotlight. She's taking her spotlight. You see that? She said goodbye, goodbye. Tony's not very happy about that. Mariah May's face. You said 1/2 of beautiful people? Ooh.
Very emotional woman. Very emotional.
Oh, you're hopping ahead. I see. Madison Rain.
She's probably back there crying her damn eyes out.
Oh, she's finally out here.
Seeing her first action of the night here tonight. Her first action of the year tonight.
Well, it's cool to see her out here. Madison Rain in her Hurt Business colors. I'd do a prediction on this one, but it's
Is a former Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and speaking of Ring of Honor, Supercard
the
of
only
Honor
way
comes to the
that
Force Center in
the only way that
Philadelphia,
Madison
Pennsylvania,
Rain is winning
Friday,
this is if
April 5th. Tickets
Tony
available
comes
starting
back out
this
here and
Friday
messes with
at
this.
ROHTIX.com. Nice mat return there by Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes.
Yeah,
and before
Gangle,
that,
it's
we
cool.
saw a sign of respect from Madison towards Deonna.
They're a little crazy with it
These two
though.
ladies going to go into a wrestling contest, I would assume.
They do it a little too much, I feel.
I think if anybody can dethrone Toni Storm, it's Deonna.
But
I really think because
they
she
found
is
something
the
that's
most
working,
complete
so I don't blame them.
wrestler in the women's division that we have seen coming through in a long, long time.
Sweep of the leg. Oh,
Ooh,
look at that.
no, you don't
Madison
sweep me.
avoids it.
Trying to take you down.
What did I say? I said Priazzo.
I'm not good with these Italian names.
Priazzo.
Shivani, Shavuni, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, J-Rock.
Tony,
That's
we
what
have
she
seen
came in for. I
Deonna
think
over
she
the
came
last
in as
few
like
weeks. I
a
mean, she arrived in AEW, already one of the best technical wrestlers in the world.
what do you call it? Like a
So highly regarded, but since she's
consultant
been competing here,
for
she's
the
really
women's
upped her
division?
game.
Yeah, she has. And, you know, here's a young woman that
I don't
was
know how much they're
credited with
consulting her,
restarting
but-
the ROH women's division back in 2015.
Madison with a trip there.
Was a great champion.
Oh, Madison maybe getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, look at those shots right there.
With Deonna.
Hey, listen, Madison Rain, I know her a long time. She's got a mean streak to her. She might have shaken hands with Deonna before this match, but Madison Rain is well documented. She's tough and can be nasty.
Tough and nasty. You're right. She has a mean streak. I think anybody who's been around Madison knows how mean she can be. And I think we're seeing that right now.
She still looks great, man.
Madison
She's got great
to the jaw of Deonna Purrazzo.
great hair, great
Now,
body,
Madison's taking a moment,
her like
and
in-ring
sent across. Deonna taking
footwork.
advantage. Ducks underneath. Little misdirection there by
The
Deonna.
way she finds herself in the next spot. She's got it,
See the
man.
look in the eyes for a moment there. Deonna's locked in. She's focused.
And fans don't go anywhere.
Deonna just seems so flavor of the week here, man, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it's like she just the new what's it? The new car smell or whatever. I don't know how else to put it. She's got that new car smell right now in AEW, and she's good, but they already have people like that. They already have people who are good and who they've had a chance to create a character with. This just feels like, oh, you're new here. Oh, you used to know her. Oh, you guys wrestled before. Okay, so that's the story. Let's make her a little taller. Let's make her a baller. Let's make her look good. If she was a girl, I would call her. Or if she was my girl, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala. That would be good. A 6'4" Impala would be a good car, I think. Seems reliable. You know, I wish I was like 6'9". If I was 6'9", guys, you'd be seeing me in a whole. You guys would have seen me a lot sooner, and I'd have been on a lot bigger platform. Madison reminds you of early Mickey James. She reminds me of Mickey James. You're beating me to the next line. I was gonna do that song for the talent show, but then I chose to do hip hop hooray ho hey ho. I chose to do that instead. I thought it was a little more flattering. The song's tough though, man. Hip hop hooray is not the easiest song to memorize. Take it easy, Skilo. Dude, Shaq is dunking on Mars. Yeah, naughty by nature. Robert knows. It's commercial break right now. It's picture in picture. Wow, I like that reset. See how Deonna tossed Madison off the ropes, and as she was coming back, she like measured real quick which direction she was going, and then like perfectly sidestepped into the back snapper or whatever.
Got the roll up on
Kind of like a torture rack type of thing.
Madison, the former mentor of Deonna, who's now
Oh God.
Deonna reeling as Deonna sends Madison off. Both women, the same idea. Both women
Excalibur,
go down.
please just
Yeah, that was
stop,
good
dude.
impact right
The
there.
former mentor of Deonna.
She needed
Don't
that
try to make
because
this into a
throughout the break,
story,
Madison
dude.
had control.
If you're not going to
Madison
follow
was
up
gonna
on it,
try
you're
to
just
wrench
crying
the cutter.
wolf. And you know how detrimental that can be.
Tonight. And after hearing from Ric Flair earlier tonight, Nicholas
8th grade in
Matthew
drama
Jackson
class, we
will
did an
be
air
in
band
action
lip
this
sync
Friday.
songs for
On
grades.
Rampage,
Me and my buddy
Sammy
did
Guevara
Outcast
1 week
Miss
ago, picking
Jackson.
up a big win
Nice.
in his personal dream match over Jeff Hardy.
You're down
We
with
will hear
OPP?
from him
Oh, really?
This Friday on Rampage, and as was previously announced, Jake
I thought I
Hager,
knew.
Oklahoma's own Jake Hager goes
I thought I knew you. I guess now
with
I know you.
Roderick Strong. Deonna lands look at this. Deonna transitions and three-way trios match, huge match.
Oh, my
coming
God.
up this Friday night at Rampage. Private Party, Matt Seidel, Penta, Commander Brian Keith, and Top Flight Action Andretti.
Accident's ready. Ooh, Excalibur's really excited about that.
Those blows from Deonna, that's got some steam behind him.
We had a bunch of stuffed animal cats and puppets, like a bird, to copy him bopping dogs and cats in a music video. Oh my goodness. When I was in drama class, it's gonna sound mad racist, but maybe it was. I don't know. But I was Morgan Freeman's role in Driving Miss Daisy.
Now, looking for, not sure what she was looking for, but Deonna
Back then, I was like, oh cool, I got a role. But looking back, it's kind of like, wait a minute. Why did I have to be driving Miss Daisy?
Yeah, and Doc Sampson ran to the
Got an A, needless to say. Oh, I see.
Good job by the referee right there for Paul doing that. You got to really check when an athlete lands the way she did.
Deonna was thinking maybe the Venus de Milo, but instead,
look at this.
She could use a Toni Storm.
Just happened. Oh, she used Tony's move to beat her.
Deonna sending yet another message to the AEW Women's World Champion, timeless Toni Storm, using to break a leg, much like.
Okay. Robert Stone's just breaking it down over here. Here comes Toni Storm. She got a shoe. Got a big boot. Mariah May ducks the incoming attack.
Toni Storm.
Deonna turned her attention to Mariah May. She shouldn't have done that.
With those legs in like that.
Yeah, sinks back. The break a leg is in deep.
I feel like the move looks more impressive when you're standing up.
On that leg of Deonna Purrazzo.
What do you guys think? Because I see a lot of people they go for the ankle lock and then they sit down and it's supposed to be like, oh, that's even more painful. But I feel like it looks more painful while you're standing up because you get that like full twist on the ankle and you can see it. I feel like it looks more painful as you're standing up. Maybe it would be, oh, you know what people could do? Maybe you have them in the ankle lock and then you walk to the corner and then you start climbing up the rope. Like you climb up to like the first turnbuckle, then it hurts even worse. You climb up to the second turnbuckle, it hurts even worse.
1 week from this
Why does she put crazy lipstick on?
Deonna Purrazzo
What is going on there?
one for the AEW Women's World Championship.
Yeah, at least they spent some time on this tonight. Yeah, the standing. I think maybe it's just because when I first saw it, it was from Kurt Angle, and the way he did it always looked like, oh my God, let him go, don't stop. So maybe I'm a little bit compromised because of how I first saw it being produced. Oh my God, she dropped her on her head. Madison Rayne is Madison Payne now. She cracked her ankle. Deonna's having to untie her boot. So it'd been a good thing to do right away instead of like staring at her and stuff. Because it doesn't have the same oomph to it if you're doing it after the girl's already left. Maybe she doesn't want to show weakness or something.
Sting's sons bloodying Darby Allin. And we know at Revolution it will be a tornado tag match. Sting and Darby Allin defending against Matthew and Nicholas. And now we understand we're going to hear this message from the champions.
When you're close to the end and you look back at life, it really puts everything into perspective. The fame, the spotlight, the material objects that we chase that think define us.
It'd be easier for a rope break. Yeah, but like you're worried about the tap, Like you're trying to just cause maximum damage at that point.
Is it cool if I show the Young Bucks some of these photos? Yeah. I got
I agree, Finish, but if you're really trying to hammer home the maximum damage, you would think the leverage would be the best.
Right here. This is a photo of Sting and his sons, Garrett and Steven. You remember them, right? Of course you do. When this photo was taken, they were about the same age as your kids currently are right now.
Oh.
This is this man's flesh and blood. This is the only thing that matters in life in the end, is family.
Sting's here.
Nail on the head, Darby.
It's Sting!
Family is all that matters. Strikes a nerve right now, too, because in all the years I've been a pro wrestler, no one's ever messed with my own flesh and blood. Until you, Bucks. Lots going on in my own personal life.
Sting is so lucky that that movie The Crow came out. Can you imagine if The Crow never came out?
7 days ago or so, another family member of mine, my father, passed away.
Oh no.
He was like a hero to me. He taught me right. Makes me think a lot about my own mortality. I used to think I was so invincible, you know. Sometimes I do feel that way still. But time catches up with everyone, and it caught me for sure. I know that truly I am not invincible. But one thing that I do know, everything that I have left in me, I'm bringing to Revolution. And it's going to meet you face to face, you Bucks. You have a fight on your hands. The fight of your life.
Dang. Okay. I'm glad Darby didn't say a dang thing. He just walked out. He just looked at the camera and walked out. Good stuff, man. You see what I'm talking about? A show of two halves? I noticed it so much. And it's probably how people learn to when to plant seeds, or when to start storing for the winter and all that. Like, it's probably the same thing. Like, you've seen it so many times, it starts to be like, wait a minute. I recognize when the wind's coming off of the lake like that. I know when the trees start turning this color. Like, before anybody was ever taught what winter is, or what the seasons are, or what the harvest moon is. Like, you just see it a couple of times and you're like, wait a minute, I recognize that moon. That's like, yeah, dude, that's the time. Yo, let's cut the crops, like, that's me right now. I've seen it so many times where the show just has a good half and like a not so good half, to where I just feel like there's something behind the scenes that's making it that way. Like, somebody's booking one half, somebody's not so booking the other half. And it's just becoming a show of two halves, where one half I really enjoy and one half is just kind of like, okay, cool. Let's get it. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm ancient man discovering how seasons work, or how the moon works, or how the tides work, or how the winds come off the lake in a certain way that gives you a certain chill that lets you know that it's time to plant the seeds or whatever. Like, that's me right now watching AEW. And it's sad that like I've had to settle into a half the show is great and half the show is not so great type of feeling, but that's exactly what it is. And I'm sure they were sad too back in the day when they were like, oh, it's about to be cold again. I'm sure it was sad, but it's a realization of reality. And I'm sure they wished reality would be different. I'm sure they wished it would stay warm and they wouldn't have to store up all this stuff for the winter and have to go through the cold times and figure out how to get all the wood for the fire and keep their family safe and warm, or to freeze to death. I'm sure they didn't want to realize that, but they had to realize that. And that's how I feel right now. I don't want it to be that way, but that's what it is. I'll tell you something that looks like it hurts. First half of Dynamite. Boston Crab when he's down on the back. Yeah. Gunther's Boston Crab looks like it really cracks you up. And not in the funny way. Yeah, you don't want Gunther sitting on your back. Love how AEW's getting that edgy feeling to him. Yeah. The stuff that works really does work. It's just there's so much, like, of that other stuff, and I'm not talking about comedy. It's just stuff that doesn't hit. Every wrestling show has it. I'm not saying that they're outside of the realm of necessity, or outside of the realm of like what happens everywhere else. It's just we are watching Dynamite, so I got to talk about what's going on. That's why Cody left. He wanted AEW to be one way. He said, Cody says nobody knows. Nobody knows why he left, so I wouldn't rest on that. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily what, but it does seem like there might be some truth to that.
Because 2 years ago, I had thousands.
RJ, I think you're partially right, but nobody really knows, so I give you partially.
After city in a manner that hasn't been heard or seen in decades. I was the next big thing, but apparently the rocket that got strapped to my back was put on upside down, because ever since I have been driven into the ground and screwed over and over and over again.
Okay. All right, Wardlow.
You would think.
Hang on. Wardlow's got promos now.
One true, homegrown, day one AEW original megastar would have been the champion a long time ago.
He was champion. He was
But
TNT
somehow,
champion.
I've never even received an opportunity for the heavyweight title, and people back there need to be fired and thrown in jail for that fact.
Thrown in jail. I'd love to see that court case. Your Honor, Tony Khan is guilty of not booking me right.
'Cause there's been a
Jail
lot of men
time.
running
Tony goes to
around
jail.
here claiming
He gets
to
the
be
mugshot,
best,
the Vince
to be
McMahon
better.
mugshot.
There's kings, there's gods.
It's Tony Khan. Like,
So what does that make
everything's great. It says everything's great under it.
Because the best in the world, the real heavyweight champion, I beat his ass like nobody has.
Oh,
in
he's
his
talking about
entire
CM Punk?
career. His body's still falling apart from me.
No, his body's still falling apart from me. Oh my God.
Brings me to our former
Yo,
champ.
there we go.
The guy who's better than all of us, and we know it. Yeah.
Get him, Wardlow.
Favorite. Well, guess what? I squashed him like an insect and beat him like nobody ever has in his career.
That was epic. His body's still falling apart because of me.
To the most dangerous man in the room. Our king, the current champ, Samoa Joe. What?
This is hotness. You can see what I'm saying, Goki? Like, I swear, it's like, I know people are starting to realize that maybe Gritty wasn't a hater all this time. Maybe Gritty was actually speaking some truth, man. Maybe Gritty was actually trying to make this company better. I know some people are starting to be like, wait a minute.
What does that make me? Because it sounds like I'm the best in the world. It sounds like I'm better than you,
And you know it.
know it. It sounds like I'm the most dangerous man in the room. I am the uncrowned king of AEW, and it is time that I start eating like one because I have been starving, and I am done being fed scraps. Look at me. Look at me. I am everything a world champion is supposed to be. I'm the baddest son of a bitch to ever lace up a pair of boots. And there is no one back there.
He reminds me of Adam Bomb so much, dude.
Or faster than me.
You guys ever saw Adam Bomb in old Monday Night Raws and stuff? The guy who came out with those nuclear glasses on. His tongue was yellow, green or whatever.
This is
War. Dude, good promo. Good freaking promo, dude. Yo, he's hyped up. I wish they would just give him somebody right now. I wish somebody would run out and he just like smash him real quick as he's walking out. That was great. I remember. Heartbreak Berry Farms remembers. That was a good promo, dude.
The combined forces of Bullet Club Gold and the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, it was victory for the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. And then after the main event,
Yeah, he reminds me of Adam Bomb.
Rampage, they had this to say.
That's not a bad thing. I think Adam Bomb had a great look, a great physique. He was quick in the ring. He just devastating. I feel like Adam Bomb is one of those mysteries. Like, what happened with him?
Okay, do you apologize for doing the 310, kind of our finish? Or? No, because
You've seen the future foretold. I know, right, Goki? Like, what the heck, man? It's almost like I knew what the heck I was talking about.
Yeah, you did.
I'm so glad you guys have been here. Most of you, a lot of you guys have been here long enough to hear me say these things for months. So it's like, it's not like I just came up with it.
Mr. Gunn, Papa, I like that idea of you joining the Collision Cowboys. So how about on the next Collision?
Okay.
It's Colton.
Boom.
Billy Gunn.
Yeah. Yes.
Switchblade Jay Watt. Teaming up as the Collision Cowboys representing
The
Bang
Collision
Bang Scissor
Cowboys.
Gang.
That was a good promo, Ryan, right? Went to WCW and was in Chronic.
No matter the combo, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang rules the world.
Rules the world, baby.
Because everyone loves the Acclaimed! Bang Bang!
Well, coming up next on Dynamite, massive trios match. Samoa Joe, Swerve, Strickland, Brian Cage versus Hangman, Adam Page, Rob Van Dam, and then Cole.
Brian Cage is dressed up like Zangief. I see you, Brian Cage. I know what you're doing. I recognized. Maybe there's I feel like one of the main things that keeps a lot of the super diehard AEW fans in like the super fan category where nothing's wrong and everything's great is the fantasy booking and looking at stuff as in like, okay, well, Wardlow's supposed to be the like world beater of the entire Undisputed Kingdom. So maybe that's why they're not building the other people as well, because Wardlow's supposed to look like the dominant one out of the whole group. So I feel like it's very easy to like convince yourself that that's what they meant to do. And I feel like that's also why wrestling becomes very tribal and compartmentalized, is because there are ways to justify things that aren't great as like, oh, they meant it to not be great. And so maybe that's what's up. Maybe there are people who think that like the Undisputed Kingdom is just fine because they're trying to make the rest of the crew look weak compared to Wardlow or something. I don't know. I can understand how people can get to those ideas, but I just feel like some people delude themselves to try to make everything great. Let's just start beating people like the NWO. Yeah, they've had opportunities tonight as well. This is why I even started talking about them in the first place, is that they've looked extra weak since they've shown up. What have they done? What type of devastating talk of the town type of stuff have they done to be the devil's henchmen and the newest dominant faction on the scene and stuff? Like, what have they done? They should have had them smash the BCC immediately, because the BCC is basically the best and biggest, most dominant, most feared faction in all of AEW. If you really wanted to do the rub type of stuff that you always do here, they should have smashed BCC right out the gates. They shouldn't be smashing these other people we never heard of and stuff and fighting with Orange Cassidy. They should have went straight after BCC and really put them in their place. And then you could have had a feud. You could have had blood and guts with the Undisputed Kingdom and BCC and gave them the win there, and that would have really cemented them as something crazy. But instead, they're like fighting. They're doing one-on-one matches and getting beat up by Orange Cassidy. One-on-one, Orange Cassidy has beaten 80% of the Undisputed Kingdom by himself. That's not a good way to build a team. That's not a good way to. Well, it's not a good way to build a brand new dominant faction.
Don Callis and the Don Callis family.
Yeah, the Guns are great. Maybe even beat them.
At Revolution,
That's a good idea.
Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. Have you put any more thought into how this match is going to help you and your family?
You see what I mean?
Like,
you're trying to build a brand new dominant faction by letting them not do anything brand new or dominant.
Ospreay and Takeshita are both still going to be a part of the Don Callis family. We just saw Will Ospreay have a great farewell to the UK. Tony Khan
Don Callis colored in his headscarf.
Will was going to get on the flight with Tony Khan on the way back to the USA, but he did not. Why? Because I'm on my way with the Don Callis family jet to pick Will Ospreay up in the UK and bring him back here for this match. And I'm very excited
Look at
about
Konosuke.
that. I'm so excited. I've even got the meat madness. Hobbs is the biggest, the strongest, and the most violent man in this company, and he is going to hurt
Konosuke is the best, dude.
In that match. Lastly, fly in the ointment. Sammy Guevara, haven't forgot about you, you little cuck. I heard you're going to be in Tulsa.
Wait, you get to say that on TV?
You and I and the family are going to have a score to settle. I'm going to keep my eye on you, Sammy Guevara.
Well, a lot to unpack there. Meat madness.
Dude, you want to know how good Konosuke Takeshita is? Freaking, Jim Cornette even says his name right now. He doesn't even call him by a nickname anymore. He literally calls him Takeshita. He was calling him something else for a while, but That's how good Konosuke is. Konosuke Takeshita is so good that even not Dave Meltzer, Jim Cornette is like, yeah, the guy's he's got it. But I thought, but Gritty, I thought Jim Cornette hates AEW. No, Jim Cornette hates bad wrestling. He hates bad angles. He hates bad storytelling. He doesn't hate AEW. And he is like, yo, Konosuke is incredible. Even he knows it. That's how good he is. He broke out of like the weird gravity pull that some of this stuff has to even be respected by Jim Cornette. That's how you know he's the one. And he's real.
The Hangman was just kind of
Spec.
out of his mind. He was like, Hangman was locked in.
Boss.
High level does Hangman.
This dude, oh my god, yo, RVD. How lucky are we have RVD on TV right now?
Know what this match is about. Know how to dish out pain. Laconic, if you will.
That's what's up though, man. That's how you know that like there's real talent there.
We will stick with it as long as it takes. Would you believe that, Tony?
And a lot of people forgot that Tony Khan wanted to hire Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette was supposed to be part of this a long time ago. Even Tony Khan respects Jim Cornette's opinion to the point where he wanted to pay him to be here. So I don't think Jim Cornette hates AEW, man. I think he just hates bad wrestling and bad angles and corny nonsense. Unfortunately, he gets a lot of that when he looks at this product here or there. There's good stuff. When AEW is firing on all cylinders, like we've seen tonight a couple times, like it's like Russian roulette. Like there were chambers on their 6-shooter that had a bullet in them, and that bullet was super effective. But then there were empty chambers tonight as well. Whose house? Let's go. Wait a minute. Oh, I was about to say. Do the dance.
We're talking about dangerous men.
Do the dance, guys.
Mobile Embassy, when they are firing on all cylinders, Swerve, Strickland, Brian Cage.
Let's go. I love it though, man. It's like people forget that people forget how well traveled and well cultured and just overall knowledgeable a lot of people in the industry are when it comes to this stuff, and they get too wrapped up in like who's talking about their company and not so positive light, instead of realizing that these people know things that these companies don't know yet. Uh-oh, Joe's gonna kill you. La 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 la. Here comes the man. Joe's gonna kill you.
There you see at the bottom of your screen, Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, a three-way match.
Dude, I love it. Samoa Joe is the world champion on a televised second biggest wrestling company in the entire world, live on TV. Samoa Joe, your world champion. How epic is that? WWE should have pulled the trigger on this guy a long time ago. Back when he was feuding with Brock Lesnar would have been the perfect time. Remember when he had Brock Lesnar looking scared? He was choking Brock on the stage and stuff, and Brock was like terrified of this guy. What was it, Great Balls of Fire? It was, I think right before Great Balls of Fire, he was choking Brock Lesnar to the point where Brock was looking terrified. They should have pulled the trigger and put the title on Samoa Joe right then, dude. Right at Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, wait a second. Look at this pairing to kick off this
Samoa Joe. I remember the first time I saw Samoa Joe match, the crowd was chanting, "Joe's gonna kill you." I was like, who is this guy? I know, right? That's what I thought too.
You can't win a power game with that man, with Joe. Yeah, it's a callback to one of our legendary main events earlier in the year, man.
Hook versus Joe was good. I like the match. I didn't like the kick out at one angle, but the rest of the match was pretty good.
Power advantage on Hook.
Let's do a prediction on this one.
Sometimes Hook keeps cool, but he does have a temper.
That's crazy. YouTube and Twitch have this exact same amount of viewers right now. That's funny. You've synchronized.
Once again, Joe.
Open the gate. There you go. Open the gate, and that's what you do when someone has a weight advantage on you.
Team Joe or Team Page?
Put some extra force. There you go. And he takes the world champion.
I'll say Team Adam.
Gotta be smart. I love the quickness he's exhibiting here, Taz. Yeah, he's gonna have that.
All right, predictions are open, guys. Get your prediction in now. This is the final prediction of the
Get out of the corner, kid.
of Dynamite, as far as I know.
Of course, the FTW title, an outlaw title, not officially recognized.
He was the wrong Samoan named Joe.
But it's synonymous, Taz, with some of the baddest men
I
in
saw
our
some of his old
industry.
Ring of Honor stuff, and I was like, Joe's the man.
folks,
He
you'll
is.
figure it out, but it's definitely always been a
That's
renegade
exactly what
title.
happened to
He was
me,
the first
J-Rock.
ever FTW champion
Exactly.
in AEW, and that's Brian
Your
Cage.
story is my story.
I appreciate it.
Cage.
Look at this massive humanity that's in this match.
Yeah, he's got to get out of that corner. Hook
It's like how many thousands of pounds are in this match?
Ducked underneath.
What would you say? Maybe 2,000 pounds?
As Hook lands an elbow of his own, making the tag out to Rob Van Dam. RBD. Throwing some right hands. The machine.
Yeah, I'd say right around 2,000, maybe like 1,800 pounds, something like that.
Position up the legs there, shows the quickness of Rob. Go for a monkey flip, baby, here, but the power of Cage might be too much.
I can't remember if it's happened. If it did, it's infrequently that somebody is more powerful than Rob Van Dam in terms of that lower body strength.
1790? Really? If you add it up? Predictions are open, guys. Get your prediction in now if you'd like for it to count.
Working together as a unit, Mogul Embassy style.
Yeah,
La la la. La la la. La 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 la. Joe moves like a cruiserweight. Yeah, hits like a heavyweight power. He moves very quickly once he gets running. Yeah.
If Hook and Rob Van Dam follow Hangman's
I gotta
marching
say,
orders,
man, the second half of this show is. I wish the first half didn't even really happen. If this was a 1 hour show and we just got the last hour in like 5 minutes,
Yeah, they want their team to win.
this would get like an 8.
They're not in for any
Nice monkey flip.
trying to take some
RVD is looking so good.
legs of Rob Van Dam put to good use. Look how Hangman is from his corner just pointing directions and trying to call shots here. Trying to do a standing switch. He got it. Swerve did.
La 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 la
Tags
la.
himself in. Blind tag.
La la la.
I think
La la
Swerve
la.
realizes it. Rob Van Dam dodges out of the way. Uh-oh.
Samoa to the Joa. You picked Team Joe to win. Zach's been on some good stuff recently.
There's no argument there on that. By far the most personal is look at Hook and Brian Cage trying to peel their
I
partner.
know Zach says he's new to wrestling, but Zach also has a very,
Stick with this action in our main event match and picture it.
very good hold of what's going on, pretty much.
Capital One's The Match.
Us girls want to have some fun too. Let's do this.
Okay, bye. Picture in picture. Brian Cage getting slapped up. This is kind of cool because Hangman and Brian Cage have had some good matches in the past. It's a nice little matchup. I think they could have done this a little better though. They should have had a four team tag match, and each person gets to bring a mystery partner. That would have made this. That have made more people tune in. You could have known everybody who's going to be the head of their particular team. So you would know that you're going to see Hangman Page, you're going to see Swerve, you're going to see Samoa Joe, and you're going to see and Hook. You could have Hook have his own mystery tag team as well. So you'd have 4 people that you know are going to be on the show. You could advertise. You will see these 4 in action fighting each other, but they're also bringing a mystery partner that's going to be in their corner. And then you'd have Swerve bring Brian Cage. Hook could bring Danhausen. Samoa Joe could bring... oh, man, who rocks with Samoa Joe like that? Samoa Joe have any friends? I don't think he does. But maybe he could just surprise us with something crazy. Like he could be the one to bring Rob Van Dam. Yeah, Samoa Joe brings Rob Van Dam, and then you have Adam Page, and Adam Page brings like a returning Kenny Omega would be epic, but that's not happening. Hangman Page brings. Oh, he could bring Silas Young. He could bring the last real man. He could bring him, and then Silas Young and Hangman Page could be that like that down and dirty real man tag team, you know? Kurt Angle. How cool would that be? Hangman brings Silas Young. Hook brings RVD. No. Hook brings like Danhausen. And so you know they're not going to win. Samoa Joe brings RVD, and Swerve brings Brian Cage. But it'd be a mystery, you know. Don't tell people ahead of time who's coming until their music hits. Maybe even Swerve could bring AR Fox, or maybe Keith Lee, you know. Maybe they secretly made up or something. I don't know. You could do that, like Swerve and Keith Lee actually like reunite for a match or something. I don't know. There's a couple different ways you could go with it, but I think that would be a lot better than this. This is not bad, but I think you could have got a little bit more out of it up front, and you could have got more out of it as the match turns. I think Joe failed. Yeah, there was something going on in WWE draft. I think you're right about that, and I think that people blamed WWE for it instead of being like, "Yo, what was up with that though?" You know, it's just the popular thing to do to just blame WWE whenever somebody just is out of action or doesn't get used right. And it's like, dude, you don't know what it's like backstage. You don't know what this person's health is like. I think you're right, Draft. I think there might have been something else going on.
The youngest, most inexperienced in the ring, but you know what?
Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle, but is Kurt Angle even signed or what? I don't know.
I think Hook has exemplified in his short time here at AEW his resiliency.
Yep.
And right now it's tough for Hangman.
Yeah.
Also in Van Dam.
I think you're right about that, though. There's more to it, but people just always jump to blaming WWE for every time that somebody they like doesn't get pushed right. And it's like, dude, you don't even know what's going on.
Hook held aloft, and look at Cage. Even using the one hand to appeal as now it covers the lateral press and
just barely got up.
Uh-oh, they got the ballet ref.
The upper body strength of Cage.
Aubrey Edwards Wrestling, AEW. Aubrey Edwards Wrestling. That's what AEW stands for. You guys didn't know? Aubrey Edwards Wrestling.
We saw that elbow from Samoa Joe into the lower abdomen area to Hook, and I really think that caught him. Knocks the wind out of you.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
The undefeated referee, Aubrey Edwards.
Oh, look at that.
That's
he got some of it.
That's incredible.
He got some of it. He's hurt. He's got to get out of that corner, out of these guys' corner.
He has enough of a DDT to stun Cage.
Hangman is just trouncing around this place. Look at Team Joe, yeah.
And he does.
Swerve in our glory.
Here we go.
And it looks like Hangman, Adam Page, he's upset that he didn't get the tag.
Good call. I thought
They probably want to save that for a pay-per-view or something, but
Rob Van Dam undeterred.
Yeah, Van Dam will clear the field. He's taking everybody out.
Sounds really cool though, doesn't it? Even though we never got a definitive ending to that story anyway. Like, we never got that fight.
He looked at Joe,
Here it goes. Here we go, guys. Now it's time for everybody to jump in and do their stuff.
Van Dam takes Joe off the apron. Van Dam.
Oh, maybe a little rolling thunder here, guys.
Rolling thunder.
Watching the chest of Swerve Strickland.
The fans respond to that.
Cage through the
RVD's going off.
Van Dam is on fire.
Uh-oh, let's go.
Coming alive as Van Dam. And this could be bad for Cage right about now, folks. To the top.
5-star. No, Samoa Joe's right there to break it up. He broke it up hard, too. He hit him right in the back of the head.
And Samoa Joe breaking it up, keeping his team alive in the match. Aubrey Edwards, the referee, giving Joe an earful. Oh, high boot. Caught Hangman unawares. That worked.
Swerve just clocked Hangman with a big boot.
In this match, he was browbeating Hook on the floor down there.
He was during Van Dam's.
Where are you hearing this from, Ringmaster?
I saw that looking off the monitor.
Where'd you get that info?
Now Strickland, they got Van Dam hurt and Cage is in control here.
And fans, remember, if this match should go past the top of the 10 o'clock hour, we will stick with the action as long as it takes.
Oh, God. Whenever they say they're going to stick with it as long as it takes, that means it's going to end right on time.
Work on Rob Van Dam. And Swerve tagging out to Samoa Joe.
Sweet Tooth Joe. Oh, my goodness.
And Samoa Joe with Van Dam down.
For helping Tony book AEW, you let Monet come out and tell some Vince stories? No. Not at all. It's just going to backfire. Absolutely not. Do they really want to gain some momentum back? John Morrison got mega step stories too? No. Forget it. It's just going to make people want to watch WWE and see what's going on over there. Like, why would you mention it? It's like if Thanos... Okay, if the first thing Thanos said when he showed up in Avengers Infinity War was, "Hey, I heard you guys have a guy named Captain America. What's America?" Like, he didn't do any of that. He was on a quest. He's on his own quest, and that made him devastating. That made him omnipotent. That made him above all the rest of this stuff. And then he beat up the Hulk. Like... That's how you want to step on the scene, man. You don't want to step on the scene trying to gain hype off of somebody else. They've already tried that, and it obviously doesn't work. We've already heard them throw barbs and talk trash about WWE incessantly for years and years. It's not the gateway to ratings. It's not the gateway to hype. It'll get like a little pop out of the crowd, and that's it. And then on top of that, it just shows, it's kind of like the cheap heat that you hear people get. Oh, hey, I can't believe I'm out here in Cincinnati. Your Bengals suck. Remember, you lost 5 games straight. Like that cheap heat that means nothing to the audience at home and just shows that you have barely anything to come out here and say, and you have to rely upon, oh, I got some booze, man. I got to look like a heel. It'll just backfire. So I would say no. And please don't. That's a good question, though. It's well known by everybody. But you're saying that that's the reason why she had short title reigns, Ringmaster. You're listing it as something where she was listed that way with the company, and that's why her title reigns were short. So I need proof, dude. You're saying it like it's the truth, but then when I ask you where are you hearing this, you're like, it's well known by everybody. That's not proof, dude. If I said Ringmaster is guilty of murder, and then I go to court and they're like, okay, so what is your proof? Why is Ringmaster guilty of murder? I'll be like, it's well known by everybody. Do you think you're going to be proven guilty? No, that's not proof. You're talking about public opinion, and you're listing it as a reason that she's booked a certain way. You're saying it like it's the truth, but it's just opinion.
Swerve, Strickland, and Brian
You gotta list
Cage
real
taking
sources,
on
man.
Rob Van Dam, the
Panda, what's up?
handsome double hook.
You see Sasha tweeted Kendrick's song with her training? No, I did not, Panda. Can I see that? I would like to see that. And Triple H and HBK, Taker, and others may be next in line. I don't care about any of that. Like, why are we even talking about that?
Samoa Joe.
You're speculating on people getting like somehow implicated in cases that aren't even proven yet. Like this just, we're so far outside of the realm of actually provable situations that it's not even worth talking about. What if tomorrow they find a certain radioactive isotope that creates 0-point energy and now we don't need to pay for electricity anymore? Like, it's so far outside the realm of like even like something we could speculate that it's probably best to just watch and see at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't get too far outside of what's even proven because nobody's been charged with anything. Nobody's been actually proven to have done anything yet. I know it's all the rage to like throw McMahon under the bus and get way ahead of the story, but man, nothing's been proven yet. We're not even close to the end of this. It's very difficult to figure out what's next when we don't even know what's real. Tweeted it like 8 minutes ago. It's a video. I see. Saying they're employees in AEW that were in WWE, they know stuff. How do you know that, though? How do you know that? You see what I'm saying? Nothing's been proven yet, so whatever these people say they know is not proven. So it's literally just opinions.
Just doing bicep curls with Hangman. Look at
It's opinions and hearsay.
Hangman slips free rolling elbow strike.
That's why it's just pointless to even have a conversation about half of this stuff, because nothing's been proven, nothing's been convicted, nothing's been actually shown besides some text messages, one-sided text messages. Like, I wouldn't do any of that because it's a volatile situation and nothing's been proven. So you start talking trash about it, you start thinking you know what's up, you could literally end up on the wrong side of history, just like with the Enzo Amore situation. Remember that? Remember when everybody thought they knew what was going on with Enzo and it was proven wrong? You don't want to be on the wrong side of that. So I'd say no. Don't bring it up. Just do your own wrestling. Build your own stories. Do what a wrestling company is supposed to do. Wrestling companies are not supposed to be trying to be at the cutting edge of lawsuits that aren't even settled yet. They're supposed to make their own storylines. So no, I can't do it. I can't say yes. Yeah, but Tony thinks he's in a war. He does, and the reason he keeps end up looking bad on the other side is because he jumps the gun and he ends up looking like a weirdo. So do more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't do more of that. Chill out and wait for things to settle before you talk about things.
Oh my gosh, the ring moved. And Hook with the German suplex on Brian Cage, but inadvertently, and here we see caught in there. Yeah, Hangman going down. That's Hook's own partner. Yeah, worked out. It worked out if you ask Hook, maybe not so much Hangman, but
I think Tony could really benefit from being on the right side of history for a second instead of jumping the gun and just being overly emotional about decisions and tweets and stuff. It would very much benefit him and his public image and just the overall image of the company if he would just chill out for a second and let stuff really pan out before he starts talking trash.
Swerve had a handful of hair.
Yeah, if this is a war, it's a slaughterhouse.
Tried to roll out. The house call connect.
It's after 10. What? Tony was in a real war, he would have bought TNA instead of Ring of Honor. This is true. But maybe TNA wasn't for sale. We heard that they Scott D'Amore tried to buy them and they didn't sell to him either. So maybe he tried, but they just didn't sell it to him. We don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much we don't know about situations that it's kind of difficult to talk about these things with any sort of certainty. Because somebody tried to buy TNA right now who's got the money to buy it, and they said no.
That was some shot. You kidding me?
So maybe they told Tony Khan no. You don't know.
Smashed right into this desk. Tope driving Hangman back into the desk. And
maybe they did. Maybe Tony did.
Yeah. Swerve Strickland up on the apron. And oh man, misdirection. Friendly fire there.
He hit his own friend. Oh no. Swerve goes to the table. The Lego table. Swerve destroys himself by messing with Samoa Joe, and he ended up paying for it because Hangman just put him through the table. Hey, Ringmaster, you bought countless wrestling championships. Why did you do it? Why did you buy wrestling championships? They tugged Aubrey Edwards out of the... Oh, RVD tugged Aubrey Edwards out of the ring. to break up the count.
Yeah, we've got no picture here at the desk, but
It is fun to have fan speculation, but it's like you're asking me what I would do or would I allow it, and my answer has to be nah. I'd wait.
He got out.
I'm not saying we can't speculate, but I'm saying we don't know the real story yet. We don't know everything yet. So I'm kind of like saving my butt, if you realize that. Because I'm going to be here, you know, in 10 years, I'm going to be right here. I have to cover my butt by being realistic. Because someone's going to clip me saying, oh man, F it, man, I knew he was guilty the whole time. And then when it comes out that something else happened, you know, it's like nobody's going to watch Gritty anymore. Nobody's going to want to watch it.
Look at this. He's got that left choke locked in. Rob Van Dam.
RVD's going to tap?
Swerve Strickland's trying to get back in the ring.
Rob's got to hang on.
He's done.
Goes out. Samoa Joe wins the match.
Samoa Joe's team wins. Nah. Team Joe wins.
What a prelude.
And it got nuts out here.
Nah. Jun Akiyama versus Bryan Danielson. Fun part of being a fan. It is. Watching a real TV show by a millionaire's son. Billionaire's son, not millionaire. Now he's got money to do it for real. He does. But also when we have to deal with real life lawsuits and criminal proceedings and federal investigations, it's probably best to tread lightly and not act like you know everything, because would there even be an investigation if what you already know by just searching up for a couple of minutes online already proves the guy guilty? Why would there even be anything else going on, you know? There's probably layers to this that we don't know, and it's probably best to stay as close to neutral as possible if you claim to actually believe in the judicial system and you claim to believe in the way that we handle these types of cases. It's probably best to just uphold that and be like, innocent until proven guilty, and then watch what happens instead of hopping the gun like we've seen so many people do. So many people are already acting like everything that you've heard about Vince McMahon is absolutely true. It's absolutely real. It absolutely happened. There's no reason to doubt any of it, and he's done. He's a horrible person. He's a trafficker. He's a R-wordist. You know, like, some people are acting like all that stuff is true, when it's like, what part of that has been proven in a court of law? Like, none of it. So do you believe in our judicial system, and do you believe in innocent until proven guilty? Or do you want somebody to be able to accuse you of something and then all of a sudden you're in prison and you're guilty of it? Do you want it to be where anybody in the world can accuse you of something and then suddenly you're guilty just because somebody accused you? Or do you believe that a fair trial is a right of our justice system? Because I see people out there right now who are acting like everything you've heard about Vince is true and it's game over. And it's like, dude, nothing has been proven yet at all. Nothing. So maybe it's a good idea to kind of chill and just be like, okay, well, if this is real, or if it's not, then maybe we could talk about it. But there's people already closing the book, and it's like, dude, you would hate it if somebody did that to you. You would hate it if you woke up tomorrow and there's cops at your front door like, and you're like, what? Yo, John Smith. And you're like, yes, John Smith, you're under arrest. What? You're under arrest. Billy Joe says that you murdered his wife. What? Yeah, you're guilty. Immediately. Get in jail. And they just throw you in jail. Like, how would you feel? You just wake up and suddenly cops are at your door and you don't even know how to defend yourself, because it's like, what is going on here, man? I thought we had a legal system, right? How would you feel if that's how it was for you? Now apply that to everyone else in the world and start treating people fairly, because you would hate it if you woke up and you were accused of murder and somehow you're already in jail for it and you're already guilty. Everybody in the world thinks you did it just because one guy said you did it and has some text messages that he got. Who knows if they're really from your number? Who knows if it can be proven that you really sent them? Who knows what you said before that? Who knows if these text messages could even be tied to a real act that happened? No. There's just a text message on this guy's phone that says, "Oh, I'm going to kill your wife." Who knows who sent it? Who knows when it was sent? Who knows why it was said? Who knows if it was a joke? Who knows if it had an emoji afterwards? Like, people are jumping the gun so hard on this Vince McMahon stuff that I'm just sitting here like, you wouldn't want it to happen to you, so don't do it to other people, man. Chill out and let the freaking legal system handle it, man. Do you believe in it or not? If you don't believe in the legal system, that's one thing. But do you believe that everyone should get a trial, that everyone should get evidence gathered against them and put out in a court of law and have a proceeding to where we find out, we sift through the details and actually get to the bottom and the truth of the situation? Or do you believe that just because you don't like somebody, that they're automatically guilty of anything? And then apply that to your own life and figure out how you could get got by it as well and see if you would like it. I'm not down with it, and I won't be down with it. I won't be down with it until I see the proceedings. And no one can make me do it. No one can make me say that he's guilty. I don't know yet because I don't know any of these people. I wasn't there. I don't know Vince McMahon. I've never met Vince McMahon. I never shook his hand. Like, I don't know anything about this stuff. So my main objective is to, in this particular case, is let it rock. And then we'll find out. Okay? But it's not, you're not a legal, you're not a lawyer, you're not a prosecutor, you're not a detective. You don't know anything. You think you know something because you just don't like somebody. But guess what? There are people who probably don't like you. Should they be in charge if you're guilty of sex trafficking or murder or whatever? Like, no, the people who don't like you should probably not be in charge of if you're guilty or not. It should probably be left up to people who just have nothing to do with it. So that's my stance on it, and that's gonna be my stance on it. Until something's proven, I'm just gonna chill in the middle. And I know there's gonna be some people who think that I suck for that or whatever. But hey, this is the country I was born in, and this is the system that I was born into, and this is the system that has worked for very, very many cases. And I've seen a lot of people's careers get destroyed because of false accusations and things. And I've seen a lot of people's lives get destroyed by heinous acts as well. So on both sides, I just want the truth. I don't care who's right. I just want the truth. Let's have a chat. Yeah, it's time. Let's get some of these background beats. Also, one of the things I have to remember is that a lot of people in the internet wrestling community are directly influenced by YouTubers who act like the case is already over and Vince is guilty of everything. So I understand. They're the same YouTubers who convinced you that the best way to be a wrestling fan is to know every outcome before it even happens. Same people who somehow were charismatic enough to influence you to think that the best way to watch wrestling is to already spoil the whole thing for yourself. So these charismatic YouTubers who have flipped the wrestling industry, the average wrestling fan, into thinking that the most counterproductive way to watch wrestling is the best way to watch wrestling, have already influenced a lot of you. Oh my goodness. Yo, what's this? Oh my goodness. Yo. Yo, did he break the whole thing? He broke it. They broke it. Drafts. Draft Scout broke the freaking ring with 1,000 bits. Oh, you gotta be the chat champ. Is that a picture of you? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? This looks kind of like Detroit Become Human a little bit to me. I have to thank you, Gritty, for the amazing ramble. Amazing ramble? It's not a ramble, dude. It's just... I seen the way wrestling has gone in the last like 10 years, and it's like so counterproductive to enjoyment, and there are just YouTubers who have cornered the market by convincing people that everything that makes wrestling good, or everything that detracts from wrestling enjoyment, is now the way to watch wrestling. You got to know who's injured right when it happens. You got to know if it's a real injury or if it's kayfabe. You got to know who's at the pay-per-view. You got to know who was spotted backstage. You got to know who's winning at Mania. You got to know what the new plan is for the storyline. You got to know who's showing up. You got to, like, all these things are counterproductive to liking and enjoying wrestling. But like these charismatic YouTubers that clickbait and need you to click on their videos to make money have convinced people that that's the best way to be a wrestling fan, when you already know all that stuff sucks and you don't want to know that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to find out what's going to happen next. And all that stuff was used as a weapon back in the day. All that stuff was used as a weapon back in the Monday Night Wars. They used spoilers as a weapon to destroy the other show. They spoiled the outcomes of the other shows to decrease investment, to decrease enjoyment, to decrease surprises. They use spoilers to attack each other. So it's proven and used by the very same industry you're watching right now that spoilers are detrimental to the enjoyment of wrestling. But now these charismatic YouTubers have like reversed the polarity and made people think that spoilers, rumors, and dirt sheets are the best way to be a wrestling fan. And you got to click on my video to find out, oh my God, who might be injured. It's not. It's not the best way to be a wrestling fan, and it's counterproductive in every way that you really know of. But charismatic YouTubers have stepped onto the scene to just snatch your view, and also to turn wrestling into a place that has become very toxic against what's really important. So it's not a ramble. It's just something that needs to be brought up, man, because for every word I just said, there's 1,000 YouTubers out there doing the exact opposite. Oh yeah, you gotta know the new spoiler. It's not a ramble. It's just me trying to fight back against what I already know is not good for wrestling. And you knew it too. It's just somewhere along the way, a lot of people got lost because they were just bored or something. There wasn't a whole lot of wrestling. Raw wasn't very good. There wasn't AEW. So they just got into like reading dirt sheets and spoilers and stuff, and it just became a part of their life to the point where, hey, this is what I do now. And now that wrestling has a lot more of a foothold, they're just still stuck on it. And it's sad because if none of these charismatic YouTubers would have started making money off of spoilers, rumors, and dirt sheets, everybody would still understand what I'm talking about. But now it's a ramble instead of just the truth. Also, kind of know James Laurinaitis and his dad Joe used to call and yell at me. Oh, you know these people? Well, if you know these people, that's different. That's not even a rumor at that point. I'm not talking about stuff you really know, Draft. If you really know these people or you met these people, that's different. You have an opinion about these people or you know things because of personal experience. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who are just, all you do is watch on TV. I'm not talking about people, dude, if that's your experience, then I can't tell you anything different, and I do appreciate your opinion because you know something more than I do. I'm talking about just Joe Schmo, you know, anybody who just watches a bunch of YouTubers and now is like, yo, I heard that Jake Hager's showing up tonight. It's like, dude, why even tell me that? All right, so let's get to the scores, guys. Not able to give a point today. I was not here. Oh, Ryan, I appreciate that, man. All right, let's get these scores in here, guys. What score would you give this episode of Dynamite out of 10? Keep in mind, the highest score I'll take is a 8.4 out of 10. The lowest score I will take is a 7.0 out of 10. Anywhere between 7.0 and 8.4, you're golden. What score would you give this episode of Dynamite? Finished at 7.57. 656. Finish Hype King. Finish Viking, thank you. You got it. Robert Stone says 7.5. You got it. Ringmaster says 7.6. Thank you, Robert Stone. Thank you, Ringmaster. Let's see if YouTube has some scores. And also, one of the reasons that I explained so much about how I feel about the McMahon stuff is because I know it's on everybody's mind and it's something that you're getting pelted with all day. So I think it's good to have a dedicated opinion and stick with it and just really hammer it home so that people are like, okay, I don't have to ask Gritty about McMahon anymore until something else happens. I think that's really important too, because when you leave all that extra room to where there's room for like, oh, what do you think about this part? You know, then people start asking about individual details and it's just pointless. So that's another reason. And it's not you. I hope you're not taking it personally. It's just, I know that question is on everybody's head, so I just had to hammer it home and just let everybody know that to me there's nothing to talk about until there's something to talk about. Goki says 7.41. Oh, you got it. Goki. Thank you. About 10 seconds left. Zach says 7.7. Thank you, Goki. Thank you, Zach. For me, the beginning half is boring. Yeah, they do that a lot. Give you a half an hour of running around these ropes with no real recap of why they are. I know sometimes they'll show you why, like how they fought in the past, but they're not very good at hammering home what the animosity is. And so if you start a whole half an hour of your show by just saying, "Oh, you didn't see last week they fought and he choked them," like what? This is not the best way to start your show. Then maybe you should start your show with like showing how mad they are at each other, not just start it with somebody's theme song. J-Rock says 7.515592. The Panda Paw. J-Rock, thank you, man. All right, is that it? No other scores. I know I said 10 seconds, but I'm going to give you one more 10-second time slot, guys. Get your score in here right now if you'd like for your score to count. She says that she loves me. She just wants to fool me. Got me feeling something. Got me feeling. Let's go. Alcoholic junkie. Says she thinks I'm funny. Think I might get lucky. Spending too much money. She says she wants my necklace. Put her on the guest list. Hope I don't. Yeah, I see you, Draft, and I do appreciate that. I didn't know that you knew people involved, but like that's kind of a separate issue, you know. When it comes to like straight up criminal criminal charges and stuff like that. I think that still has a little bit, gosh, a precedent to be handled in a just way by a legal system. You know what I mean? Like if a guy, if me and a guy get in a fight outside of a store, like I got a personal opinion about him, but it was a fight, right? Like we both had a problem with each other and we both threw hands. But when it comes to somebody doing some straight up criminal stuff, like a guy broke into my house when I wasn't home, that needs fingerprints, that needs judicial intervention, that needs the court case, that needs evidence and such. There's a difference there. So your opinion of the guy, I respect that, and you're giving me insight into his character, but it doesn't necessarily prove guilt in a different manner. It sets a precedent. It definitely shows this guy has this type of bone in his body where he could be guilty of something like this. It creates a precedent, but it doesn't necessarily prove guilt in a different case. So it does help, but it doesn't. It's not necessarily the main idea of proving guilt in a different way. Upcoming Sting retirement in Boston. No, it's not in Boston. Oh, and Boston. There you go. Can Tony keep momentum off that? I liked the Sting stuff tonight. I really liked the Sting stuff tonight. His promo was not goofy, jokey, wasn't doing any of that. He really slowed it down, and I appreciated that a lot. Gosh, man. We've seen it before, and I feel like we're going to see it again where there's a tournament right after the pay-per-view. I think that Sting and Darby will retain, and I think that there's going to be a tournament, maybe a multi-week tournament that will culminate at Allin. Because unfortunately, I do feel that Tony Khan has gotten way too hard into the ebb and flow of pay-per-view booking and filling in the blanks between. And I feel like that's why we've gotten shows that have been a little bit subpar recently, is because he has an idea of where he's going, but he's not the best week-by-week booker. And none of us really are. No matter how good you think you are at booking, none of us are really that good week to week. Because you got to get to the point, you know? You got to get to the point, and it's got to happen at big events. You got to let people know when the major things are going to happen, so I think what's going to happen is Sting and Darby are going to retain the titles at Revolution. They're going to have many near falls that are going to make people think that the Young Bucks are going to win it, but they're not going to. But the Young Bucks are going to be dastardly, and all throughout that tournament, they're going to do things to cement their heeldom. And with Ric Flair, I said it. Oh my God, I can't believe they might actually do it. Ric Flair should be their manager throughout this entire run through the tournament leading into All In, and then they win the titles at All In versus, I don't know who, maybe FTR 4, Young Bucks versus FTR 4. You think Sting's sons will get into wrestling? Dude, they're huge. I don't know what they do. I don't know anything about them, but they look big. I could say that. But I do think that Tony Khan can turn Revolution into more momentum for the company, but he's got to work on creating full shows, not these half and half shows. And that leads to my score. My score is a 7.5. My score is a 7.5 flat. I think that this show could have been a 7.75. It could have crossed the line. It could have been a 7.8 even, or a 7.9. But there's this weird disconnect where I feel like nobody's getting everything they want out of the show. I feel like the people who want wrestling are getting hype and they're getting happy for the first half of the show, and then they're having to sit back and be like, okay, well, I guess now it's the time for the short women's matches and the promo packages and the backstage storytelling and the 12,000 man match where everybody gets 2 seconds of action. I feel like the people who are here for the wrestling aren't getting everything they want, and people here for the storytelling aren't getting everything they want. And the perfect solution would be just to make the two meet in the middle and just tell us good stories and do good wrestling. But they seem to have trouble doing both at once, because I feel like Tony feels like neither can exist at the same time in the right way. I do feel like they are telling stories in the ring, but they're not being told in a way that's applicable to a casual audience, enough for the casual audience to be hype about the good matches. And then I also feel like the way the story is being told outside of the ring, backstage promos, segments about people's families, promos in the ring, I feel like some of that isn't being done in a way that can make people who are here for the wrestling really care. And the good bridge tonight was Daniel Garcia and Christian Cage, because guess what happened? They bridged storytelling, backstory, character work, wrestling. These things all came together into one segment. So I think the Christian Cage segment was very well received and very well done, to where there wasn't a person sitting on their hands throughout that entire segment. I feel like more of that is necessary. Not that everything needs to be that. But then you have things like the first 27 minutes of the show where FTR got beat up, and then the match ended with a draw, and then FTR forgot how a brawl works, apparently, because Cash is just screaming. He's going, ah, as Claudio, the guy he's supposed to hate right now, is just hugging him, and he's just going, ah. It's like they forgot that, like, details matter, dude. Why are you screaming and you're not trying to fight the guy who's right there? Claudio is hugging you. Can you imagine a guy you hate so much that you want to beat him into a bloody mess is right here on you, and you're just going, ah, ah. This doesn't make any sense, dude. There's just there are just holes in this show, man, and I know people are like, oh, it's a rookie program, Gritty, cut him a break. You know, somebody worked at my company for 5 years, and they're like, I'm still a rookie, bro, just cut me a break. I didn't mean to sacrifice the entire batch. I'd be like, hey, hang on, man, come here. Can you just pack up your desk? I'm sorry, man, but like, if after 5 years you still don't understand how a brawl works, you're literally lost when it comes to a brawl. Something that everybody can just understand. You're just trying to get to the people you hate and beat them up. There are issues there, man, and when the issues are so easily fixed and they're still there, it just leads me to believe that there's not that much. It's not much focus on quality. It's just do it and get it done. About to watch Dynamite now. Alex, what's up, man? You just we just watched it, so I'll try not to ruin it for you or whatever, but I'm going 7.5, guys. Let's do the math. I know it might seem a little long-winded, but I want to explain to people why I don't think this show was above a 7.5. I think a 7.5 is very cordial for this show, and I think the second half of this show, if the whole show was as good as the second half, this would be a much higher score, but they dropped the floor out from under me right to begin with, and I had to climb out of a pit to get back into the good stuff. No, we already watched NWA, Alex. We watched all of it. I think maybe you missed when we came back online, but we watched everything that's currently available. There's nothing new. So here we go. 52.802152 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Divided by 7 equals 7.54. Oh, dang, man. I'm really sorry about this. They tried, man. They tried really hard. Yeah, we watched everything, Alex. Oh my goodness. Yo. Oh my goodness. Yo. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented this year. Drafts, thank you so much, man. 1,000 bits? Thanks for everything you do. My 2 cents, though. I was at TNA pay-per-view practice with Dutch Mantel and, at the time, Dixie Carter. Cornette, Pritchard, and all of them were at the same time. But back then, there were way more stars to pay and to draw ratings. If Tony wanted to try and put his money where his mouth is, he would take his whole roster, get rid of dead weight, sign Hammerstone. Oh, yeah, Hammerstone, dude. I thought Hammerstone was going to show up somewhere recently, but I guess not. And guys like that build one great roster and pick a Monday or Friday to go for it. But that's, you see, the thing is, I mean, TNA did, they lost, but they did. He's going to play the long game. In my opinion, he's a reset, especially if he thinks he's in a war. He knows. He has to know by now there's no war. There is no war. Yeah, 7.5 is a half a point, but it's still awe, man, because they had what it takes. They had what it takes. All they had to do was just like stop spending so long on matches that aren't doing anything for you. I see what you're saying, but Tony Khan is not playing war. He's pretending there's a war so that his audience feels empowered. You know what I'm saying? So 2.5 for Dynamite, 5 for NXT, 4 for Raw, 3 for SmackDown. I have a feeling SmackDown will do pretty well this week, especially since they pre-taped the show, so they probably already had a good idea of how to go home for Elimination Chamber. Plus tomorrow we have that event. What's it called? The media event for Elimination Chamber, and we have the nitty gritty. So tomorrow SmackDown is going to get bolstered a little bit when it comes to the hype for that show. Collision is getting preempted by, not even preempted. Collision got straight up kicked off TV by the NBA stuff, so Collision's coming back soon. So these particular rankings they're looking to change, but they're not changing yet. We shall see what's going on there. I would say that what you're talking about with building just a very strong roster when it comes to Tony Khan is, think about yourself if you collected basketball cards, or if you collected title belts, or if you collected video games. Of course you're gonna have things like, if you collect video games, you're gonna have Metal Gear Solid, you're gonna have Tomb Raider, you're gonna have Mortal Kombat, you're gonna have all the Mortal Kombats. But then it's like, what happens when you have all that and everything else is unavailable? You're gonna start being like, well, let me get Xenogears, Xenosaga, let me get this, let me get this, let me get this. You're a collector at that point, and you're not gonna be like, oh, let me just not get Xenogears because people are going to start seeing me as a guy who just collects things, dude. That's Tony Khan. He just wants everybody on the roster possible so that he can book his dream matches and such. I know in our opinion and in a lot of people who are thinking about wrestling as in like how it used to be, where you're trying to sell tickets, you're trying to get as many people as possible interested. Think about it as in your personal collection. Your personal collection is personal. You're not really worried about, oh, well, people like look at my collection. I got this game right here that I bet you none of you have ever even heard of. What's this? Look. Look at this. I got this game right here. I got this game right here that probably none of you have ever even heard of. I don't know why this is not. It's called Still Life. You guys ever heard of this game? No. Guess what? I love this game. You know? I'm a collector. I collect video games. I collect cards. I collect Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I collect freaking WWE stickers, WWE cards. Like, I bet you none of you even know what happens in this. Besides crime scene, do not cross, you know? Rated M for mature. But I love this game, you know? That's Tony Khan, dude. He doesn't care about if it's hyping you up. He's hyped. He's hyped. Look, going backstage and coming across Still Life. Still Life is probably Orange Cassidy to him or something, you know? But that's what it is, man. I know everybody in here has an idea of how to improve AEW, but until the guy running it cares about like improving AEW, it's all just like ridiculous. I'm gonna still talk about it, and I'm not saying you guys shouldn't talk about it. It's just at the end of the day, it helps a lot to just realize that he doesn't care about anything you're talking about. He doesn't care. He's not here for that. He's hyped to have Still Life on the shelf right now, just like I am. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. It's his money, and we're all just here for the ride. But we all do have the right to have an opinion, and we also have the right to not be intrinsically impressed by everything he does, especially when it doesn't line up with anything that makes any sense to you. So I feel like the healthiest way to watch AEW is realize the guy running it doesn't care about anything you say, doesn't care about any of the way wrestling has been run when it comes to ticket sales, ratings, any of that. Even though he says he does, he's just gonna say it when it applies. You know, when there is something to talk about when it comes to ratings or ticket sales, he's gonna bring it up. But when there's not, he's not, because it doesn't matter. I'm not bringing up how many copies Still Life sold. How many copies of this? How many copies of this are out there? I don't care, right? But if this was the best-selling game all of a sudden, if all of a sudden this was the most popular game in the world, I'd be like, yo, I already had it. Look. I knew about it. Here it is. Look. I'd be showing it off too, and that's him, dude. He's gonna talk about the ratings when he has something positive to say. He's gonna talk about ticket sales when there's something positive to say. But in the meantime, he's just happy to have Still Life. That's it. So none of this other stuff is ever going to matter to him until it does, until it deserves to be talked about. And sadly, that's getting less and less. He's getting less and less to talk about. So now he's got to go to cage match and all that. But that's on him, man. It's his money. It's just, don't expect for everybody to be on the same page, and don't expect everybody to value it the same way as you, and don't think that you're doing great when you're not. You're doing okay at best sometimes. Think Orange will be bigger star in WWE? No. Not at all. Not at all. I was just talking about that earlier. I would say that out of everybody that Tony Khan has booked, Orange Cassidy has benefited the most out of anybody. Swerve is getting there, but that's not because of Tony Khan necessarily. I'd say Swerve made it to where he's at right now because of Swerve, and then also because he found a way to turn on a dime when it came to turning heel. He understood the assignment and he filled it. So I would say Orange Cassidy is the person who's benefited the most from Tony Khan's booking, because he's more popular than the Young Bucks now. He's more popular than maybe anybody in the company besides Swerve. And I have the numbers to prove it. But I don't think he'd be more popular in WWE. There's just so much competition, and there's so many bigger stars than him. I feel like he'd be all right, maybe, but Not bigger. Not bigger. It's a good question, though. It's hyped that it gets the books as Ring. Exactly. Ringmaster, just like I'm hyped to have Still Life on my shelf. I'm hyped to be able to play that game if I feel like it. And that's him. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's his collection. It's just the problem that I have with the average way that the criticism of AEW is accepted is that it's like, oh, you don't know wrestling if you don't like this. You don't understand wrestling. It's like, dude, I don't understand gaming because I don't know what happened in Still Life. Like, that's like I said that to you. Oh, you don't know gaming if you don't know Still Life. It's like, no, that's just your favorite. You like the game, dude. That doesn't mean everybody else is an idiot. Doesn't mean everybody else should stop playing video games. And that's what I keep hearing. You don't know wrestling. You suck. You don't understand storytelling. You should just stop playing video games. You know, like, no, it's just I like something that you don't like. You want to see the rest of my collection? You want to see the rest of what I like? Like, maybe we can have a good conversation, or do you just want to discount my opinion completely because you don't know what I'm up to? And that's Tony Khan right now. But what I've noticed is the response is not that well thought out a lot of times. It's like, oh, you don't like what I'm doing? Well, you suck and you don't know what you're talking about. And it's just the most toxic response. And that's what I can't handle, dude. I can't have it. Panda, what's the important question? Yeah, NCAA is coming back. I got a trailer for it on my YouTube channel right now. Draft. Any Julia Hart? No. No, Panda. There was a good amount of women's action tonight, though. Toni Storm, Deonna Purrazzo, Madison Rain, some unheard of girl. Wasn't there supposed to be Anna Jay? Did I miss it? Dude, they skipped the Anna Jay match. Or maybe I just missed it. Yeah, there was no Anna Jay. Well, I wonder what happened. Unless you guys saw it. Who's an unheard of person? She was a girl wearing gold and purple. They didn't give her an entrance or anything. She was just there. She was already in the ring when Toni Storm came out. I played the pirate game? Not yet. Not yet. I was waiting for my my stuff to reset. But thank you guys so much for being part of the hangout tonight. Thank you so much for being part. Everybody on YouTube, get on over to the Twitch because that's where the stream is continuing. Everybody on the Twitch, stick around. We're not done yet tonight, but that was the chat.